everybody, to the Sync Countdown. Monday night. I can't say the other word because it's copyrighted by the National Football League. Welcome, everybody, to Monday Night Excellent Fights.
Monday Night Raw?
Oh, no, I was saying
Raw is Monday?
Excellence is Monday.
Okay, good. That's fine. I'll pass it. Give it a C+.
I meant now there's no space in between. Night football. There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh.
I think it might be copyrighted. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome, nope. Cover them. Hi, everybody. Welcome to me, Sammy Gonzalez. Okay, the next. Welcome to the CincountDown. It's been a while since we've done this. It's been a
month.
How long have we since we've done a Monday show?
Monday show?
I can't even think.
I don't think we've ever done a Monday show.
I think we have. I just don't know what it was.
We've done a Sunday show, a Tuesday show, a Wednesday show, a Thursday show.
Definitely a Friday show.
And then Saturday with the streams. But I don't know if we've ever done a Monday.
Well, welcome to Monday Mexcellence. I'm gonna probably try to do more things on Monday because I realize I have this whole set every day, and I could just do something every day. I don't have to make TikToks or anything. I could just make content.
Oh, I'm probably gonna do 3 or 4 shows when you're gone.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Like recorded?
Mm-hmm.
What are you plotting on me for?
So because it's spooky month and you don't do spooky stuff.
I don't do too many spooky things. No.
I'm plotting top 5 cryptids for sure.
Did we do that already?
No, we thought about it, and then you were like, "I only know the Fresno Walker."
Fresno Walkers, Chupacabra, Mothman.
Yeah, see, that's we got cryptid experts. It's fine.
The Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot.
There you go. But
Is Loch Ness Monster a cryptid?
Yes.
Yeah.
It just seems like a creature of mythical creature.
You just described a cryptid.
Cryptids to me seem smaller scale in my brain for some reason. Like cryptids are ones you could battle. Bigfoot is you could fight a Bigfoot.
No, they're 9 feet tall.
You could fight a Bigfoot. I didn't say you'd win. I say you could fight a Bigfoot.
I don't think we could fight a bear that's 4 feet tall.
Bro, I could fight a bear that's 4 feet tall. I wouldn't put up much of a fight, but I could fight one 4 foot tall bear.
I don't think losing a fight means you fought.
It took an entire Arnold Schwarzenegger to fight a baby bear.
When did that happen?
Hercules in New York.
Oh my God! Look at.
Oh no! Wait, no. That was a dude in a bear suit. But the Hulk fought a bear.
That's right. Well, look at man. That bears the. Wow, I hate myself. That bears the question.
That bears the question.
That's why I said I hate myself because it's the pun.
But you need to emphasize. All right, go.
I didn't want to.
All right.
I'm ashamed of it. No,
you bear the weight of that.
I'm bearing. It's unbearable, quite frankly. So we're polar opposites on this. Get it? Oh, it's another one. Polar bears. Well. But
Okay. Go on. Are you done? Did you lose your?
I'm thinking of more polar bear puns or grab a Coke. Anyway, just because you lose doesn't mean you didn't fight. That seemed really kind of poetic. I didn't mean it to be as such.
To fight means there was
competition. Right?
Yeah, at some point it was close.
No, that's not the case.
Being dragged by something really quick.
Hey, we watched the Canelo fight. We watched the guy get dragged for 12 rounds.
No, that
Poor
dude,
Triple G.
That dude was fighting back some of the rounds.
I could fight a bear some of the if Leonardo DiCaprio could
You're
fight a bear.
You're not going to fight a bear in the 10th round.
He didn't fight the bear.
He fought the bear.
He got his ass handed to him by the bear. I
will do better.
I believe the internet was calling it the R word by a bear.
I will do better than Leonardo DiCaprio did in that movie versus a bear.
I don't know if that's true.
First of all, I'm bigger than Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, but he's wiry.
Oh, they said Whitey, but you said Whitey as in The Replacements. Did you watch The Replacements this weekend?
No, I'm not. I should probably. I don't know. I can't watch it. It's on HBO Max, and I got rid of it. Fuck you for getting rid of Final Space.
Final Space?
Yeah, that was my favorite show that I just found.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
sorry.
gone now. They're getting rid of all their animated shit.
Everything's leaving, which sucks. Because
and
I'm
Hulu
starting to watch
somehow
things.
Just getting more powerful.
I'm starting to watch things. I was telling him and them the other minute. I watched The Bear, which if you guys ever want to know what the internal mind of my life is like, watch The Bear. And then I watched the first season of Reservation Dogs, which was lovely and kind of sad. And then,
oh man, wait for the second season.
Oh, I feel it. And then what else I watched? Atlanta, the first 2 episodes, brilliant. And then I rewatched Spider-Man Far From Home, No Way Home. And what else did I watch? I feel like I'm missing something. I watched The Raiders Shit the Bed.
That's what you're missing. A lot of football.
God, I watched.
It's all right, dude. The Vikings are shitting the bed. We'll both eat L's this week.
Oh my God, you're not a Vikings fan. But yeah, I've kind of given up on my life. But you get all the great B story nature documentaries. Of which series has all the B story documentaries?
They all have nature documentaries.
I don't know.
Because Hulu has a couple. He's specifically talking about HBO Max because they're Discovery. Yeah.
Well, there's a guy on YouTube that I like that does nature shit.
Who is it?
Snoop Dogg.
The Frank one.
The Frank one?
Yeah, like ZE Frank one, I think.
Snoop Dogg's another one I highly recommend.
This nature shit's wild, babe. It kind of sounds like Bootsy Collins for some reason. Let's skip ahead. There's some eggs. And there's some shells. Ooh, this is creepy. Brood parasite?
Even mimicking the heat
Nice.
most persistent beggars in the nest.
Babies.
Baby birds freak me out. They're like so disgusting looking. Like that's just so gross. But alas, it's the circle of life. But you know, one thing that they aren't canceling? Hispanic Heritage Month. Welcome everybody to Hispanic Heritage Month. This was supposed to be airing Thursday, but we've surmised that Thursday Night Football on Twitch completely shattered the stream.
You know that I was so like Mexican. By the way, I'm sorry for anybody that's like Honduran or
Venezuelan
Chilean or
Chilean.
something, where it's like we should probably show them some shine.
Like
but,
Panamanians.
But when I found out Hispanic Heritage Month starts on the 15th, I'm like, that's fucking dumb. Like,
Right.
Mexican Independence Day is the 16th, not
Right.
the 15th. Found out there's like 5 countries that their Independence Day is the 15th, and I was like, oh, I didn't think about Guatemala and Panama
Right.
and Honduras.
To be fair, most people don't. I mean, I dated a half Guatemalan person. That's as far as I go. Like,
What do you mean that's as far as you go?
I've only met half a Guatemalan. I met her mom, so technically probably full.
We
I
have
think her mom was
Guatemalans
Guatemalan.
in the chat.
Do we have Guatemalans in the chat?
I mean, maybe not right now, but I know they're there.
We have Guatemalans in the Mexicans fandom. Mm-hmm. That's like a statistically significant amount of Guatemalans. There's not that many of them.
Well, when we do a Mas o Menos episode, they were talking about it. When we were talking about the what is it, like the tribal racism
Right.
in boxing, it's like, because I brought up that it's like Guatemalans, Hondurans, and basically everyone in central those countries.
Belize. Everyone forgets about Belize. I knew I was forgetting one.
Belize is never mind.
Belize is what? Historically, I know you don't have criticisms unless they're based in history, and I'd like to know.
No. It's different. Like it's more Afro than the other countries.
That makes sense.
Because
Still counts though. Afro Latinos are real Latinos.
I mean, do you count Trinidad and Tobago as a Hispanic country?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know if they do. Trinidad's and Tobagans, I know they're the same.
All right, let's start at the map. So Cubans, obviously Hispanic, right?
Right, but they hate themselves, so no.
No, whatever.
It's the history. I don't want to start it.
Hispanics.
Yes. And
Barbados?
also black. Barbados, shit. Hold on. Let's pull up Central America.
Oh man, we could have just put pirates in our list now.
No shit.
Jamaicans, are they Hispanic? No. Like you put them in different categories, and Belize is.
Should we be putting them in different categories? Is the real question. Okay, so like if you're Bahaman, no, I would say, but that's like right there. It's all in the mix because I don't know who populates Bahamas. Cubans,
the Baha
yes,
men.
technically.
The Baha.
I think they were black and they let the dogs out, so black. I don't know. I mean, we should definitely have TJ on this conversation because he's actually African. So I don't know how often or how they
But
deal
he's
with claiming.
African, not black.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. African. So like, I want to know where his like line stops. Right. Also, I should be posting a TikTok. Sorry.
Oh wait, isn't there there's a region in Africa that speaks Spanish because like they were also conquered by this.
Yeah, a lot of people were conquered by Spain. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I forget the
I
name
know the
of it.
Belgians conquered a shitload of Africa. That's about it.
Right.
My African knowledge is as spotty as Sam's Roman knowledge.
I'm
Look
gonna
So
Google
you
this
got,
real quick.
Yeah, because you got Barbadans.
I know there's a
Grenadines.
Spanish accent.
See, it's really weird that my only thing I know about Barbados Slim. Half of my family's on that map. But it's really weird. Like when you zoom in, it's like, so Venezuelan, obviously Latino.
Right.
Trinidad Tobago, right there.
Right there. Port Spain. It's like, that's, like Grenada.
Equatorial Guinea.
Equatorial Guinea.
New
Speak
Guinea.
Spanish? New
Yeah.
Guinea? Ain't that some shit? Then there's Fort de France. So I don't know. Do you count them as well? They're not Hispanic if they're French.
But they're right in the middle of these islands that we're debating. Dominican Republic, usually Hispanic.
Right.
Yeah.
And they say I'm not black, I'm Dominican, but they're probably more black than anything. That's just the joke, by the way. Antigua and Barbuda.
TJ's gonna watch this and lecture us. That's
Colonization's weird, man. Fucked up, but weird. R.I.P. and not R.I.P. and peace to the Queen. She fucked us all up. She's the reason why all of this. Her family's the reason for all of this.
I felt kind of bad because people were blaming things that the British Empire did on the Queen. And then I realized her scepter has the heart of Africa in it.
Yeah. And a bunch of other stolen jewels. Like all of them stolen jewels from Africa, India, all these awful places. But yeah, point is, a lot of this area might get forgotten in the shuffle, in the search for...
What are you talking about? Like, we're not naming a Chilean by the end of this.
I know, but I'm just saying top 5 Hispanics.
Yeah.
This is from the frame point of...
3 Mexican.
I'm a Chicano. This month I'm a puro Chicano, way.
Are you Chicano Batman?
I'm not Chicano Batman. I'm just classic El Chicano, like that terrible movie in the chat that we were talking about. Don't look up El Chicano movie. George Lopez is a police detective. What do you consider yourself this Hispanic Heritage Month?
This Hispanic Heritage Month?
Like I picked Chicano this year. Like this year, the next 30 days, I'm Chicano.
I picked to be a Vikings fan this year.
Right. So now you have to pick your identity. Are you Latinx?
No, I usually just say I'm
Latine?
Hispanic. I thought Latinx was specifically you had to be like
Non-binary.
Non-binary.
No, it includes non-binary, but it's open to anybody to use it. That's the thing. Now it's Latine, which I think grammatically is a little more accessible, but it's the same concept, is that it includes everybody who considers herself from Latin American
ethnicity. The first box I
ethnicity.
remember circling was Hispanic, so I'm just going to go with that.
That's because the man...
I mean, if you want to go through the root language, all these are wrong, but
I know.
yeah.
I am Aztec.
I don't think you would prove that.
I could prove I was Aztec.
I mean, you don't speak Nahuatl.
I could try.
You've never killed a jaguar.
I can definitely battle a jaguar.
They have higher bite force than an alligator.
I don't care.
All right, well,
I will die. If I die by jaguar, that's the ultimate Aztec death. You kidding me?
Did you ever see Apocalypto?
I don't know.
Nope.
I think sacrifice to the sun god would be the ultimate.
I'll do that too. And I'll be like 80 years old. I'll be like, hey guys, can you just chop out my
Who
heart?
are we gonna sacrifice?
I gotta look at. I don't
Sacrifice
usually,
Pepin.
I once again, I'm very critical of Latino humor and content creation, but there's not one video that makes me crack up because it has just like the perfect mix of just like the appropriate humor. It's not making fun of himself, not making fun of anybody, but it's also just dumb. I'm gonna give a shout out. I don't even know who the creator is. I don't even say because everyone steals everything at this point. But this fool's fucking hilarious.
All right, we're going straight to the pyramids, perritos. But first, who are we gonna sacrifice? Let's go. Pero yo por qué, güey? What do you mean? Sacrifice Chewy, fool. That fool hasn't invented shit, bro. Tito, that fool, all he does is eat blueberries in his hut, dog. He's not even a hunter ni a gatherer. No, espérate, güey, because that's not cool. You guys want to sacrifice me? It's not gonna rain. Because of me. A la chingada con los jaguares. Fool, what I'm saying is that we gotta wait at least 2 more weeks. Right now, everybody, let's just get the peaches. And let's make our way to the pyramids, fool. Let's just make our way to the pyramids. Everybody, come on, gather up. Everybody, just come on and gather up. Let's go. Come on, come on. Come on, let's go. No, espérate.
It's not gonna rain. It's like that. So Hispanic Heritage Month is here.
This is our first Hispanic topic outside of Más o Menos, but like
Top 5, yeah, where it bleeds into another thing.
because we've done a lot of black topics, even outside the Black's lens.
Right.
We've even done some veteran topics actually, but like this is our first.
This
Hispanic
is our first top 5, and we're just going straight for the jugular. Top 5 Hispanic people.
Yeah, I was getting made fun of about this because it's like, what, you're not gonna like funnel it in any way? Top
Nope.
5 Hispanics.
Nope.
Top 5 musicians.
No Hispanic musicians,
Top 5 sports people. Nope. Just
Like we definitely, that's probably a greater idea. We could have got more episodes out of it, but
for 5 more years.
Right.
I mean, that's what I said. I was like, we like funnel.
fuck it, no, fuck it. Let's just down to brass tacks. We can do all the other stuff later and use these as our zeros, which they are our number zeros and they don't count towards anything else, because there's hopefully more Hispanic, Chicano, Latinx, Latina, whatever the hell, heroes that we can pick from. And like mine, a couple of musicians, actors, other things and such, right? And I'm going to miss a bunch of them. We're going to miss a lot of people. So if you want to give us your top 5, be sure to comment your top 5 down below, wherever it is. And yeah, we can get started on our top 5 Hispanic people. We're just using that term. It's easiest. And we'll go from there. You know what we mean. We're going to say ancestor? I don't know. But
I think they're asking if that's your ancestor.
oh, no. I mean, with my height, my ancestors are probably those damn dirty plague blanket givers. Those
Number
bastards.
5, Goku.
We were
Damn it, Key! Stop reading my list.
just before we bury the lead of our actual lists, I think we had a great topic idea of we name our top 5 non-Hispanic Hispanic characters, which is what are characters that are not Hispanic by definition or by ethnicity or by whatever, but that the Hispanic community has taken over.
Yeah.
Goku definitely being one of them. We might need to do like a unified top 5 where we find 5 of them together and we talk about it. But like definitely Goku. Like TJ said, the Kool-Aid Man was black. I don't agree with that necessarily.
You can have them. We have Flavor Aid.
But is Flavor Aid
Fresky
Mexican?
one, baby.
Top 5 claimed characters.
Claimed.
We get
claim 'em.
Zuko too,
See?
Why do we get Zuko?
because that's also a Kool-Aid brand in Mexico.
Oh. But yeah, there's a lot of characters that we'll discover. I mean, I think it's easier for black folk because there's more characters that associate and act like take influence from black folk. But the thing is, we're the Mexicans here, and we're trying to find out who the best Hispanics are in the world, or currently, or in the past.
We're having a kumite of Hispanics.
Exactly. And the thing is,
Damn, I should have picked more fighters.
well, my first one, let's see, my number 5. It's not Mexican. I actually have to look up what he is because he has played everything.
It's
Nope, don't guess. Remember I told you not to guess my things? But he's
Kirby.
played everything.
It's Kirby.
It's Kirby.
Kirby has played everything.
Like Kirby the pink ball?
Yeah, because he sucks it up and then he becomes everything.
That is insane what you're telling me. What you're speaking out loud. Hold on, it's really hard for me. Okay, there's at least
I'm
one.
having problems spelling his name.
It's pretty hard to fucking spell, to be fair. But my number 5 is somebody who played an Italian man on the silver screen. And I was like, wait a minute. I don't think he's Italian as per the character. But I was fascinated with him because he seemed like a cool guy and he was playing my favorite of the 2 brother Italians. My number 5 is John Leguizamo. Because I didn't know he was Hispanic. I just saw him in. That was the first movie I saw him in. Was Mario Brothers, and I go, man, this guy seems pretty fucking cool. And then like my family, I kind of knew about Tu Wong Fu, and because all the dudes thought that he was fine as a woman, to be fair, and they're not wrong in that assumption. But no, John Leguizamo is. Finding roots indicate that John does not have Puerto Rican, Italian, Lebanese ancestry. He has sometimes stated he is Colombian. And a DNA test found that his genetic ancestry includes European, mostly Spanish, along with indigenous and distant African roots. So, yeah, Puerto Rican, Italian, and Lebanese, they all root from the same fucking place. But that's the thing. If he considers himself Puerto Rican, Italian, Lebanese, all these things, and he was born in Colombia, he counts, right? Just when you're that ethnically diverse. But the biggest thing about him is that his just overall, like, film history, the amount of things that he's in just randomly as a supporting actor, as a main actor, he's one of the like most like permeated actors that nobody really like talks about. He doesn't get a ton of accolades, but everyone's like, yeah, he's really fucking good in that. And he's been around my entire life in these movies, in these roles, right? I mean, look at Ice Age, Tu Wong Fu, Spawn, he was that weird clown. He's Bruno, Romeo plus Juliet, Super Mario Brothers, The Pest, nobody really likes. He's in John Wick. Chef is one of my favorite movies.
The Pest is actually how I know he's Hispanic.
Because he played in no
Well,
Hispanic.
when the whole thing is like, oh, we need to hunt you, and it says like Spicus Maximus.
Oh my god, I haven't seen The Pest, so I've heard it's terrible, which is why I've avoided it.
I mean, I saw it when I was 15, so I can't really.
Right. Carlitos Way, all the Ice Ages. Let's see here. Like Critical Thinking, which is about, I want to
Tybalt.
say, like smart Mexican kids. Then all of his one-man shows. I remember seeing one. I was like a real little kid, where he's just like all over the place. And I'm gonna end with the more important one that I saw most recently. But like Violent Night, like everyone's been seeing this Evil Santa like right along. He's in fucking everything. All the John Wicks, Kick-Ass 2. Assault on Precinct 13. So like from 2022, the most recent 95 is probably some of his earlier work. Like that's my entire conscious life, and he's been fucking killing it. But the one that really got me, where I was like, okay, this guy leans in 100%, was John Leguizamo's Latin History for Morons. That Netflix special is fucking awesome. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Do yourself a favor. And then in general, he is actually one of the biggest advocates of Hispanic people in cinema, like getting people the opportunities. If you go to his Instagram, he's just constantly talking about it. But it's kind of hilarious because he's like an old man. So he does like Instagram very old man-like. And so it's like, oh man, you're a really captivating actor. Why are you so boring and poorly lit in all your videos? Like he has no production, but he's just like a New Yorker that's just like, fuck it. We need to have more Latinos. Fuck everything else. And that's the way he is. Super smart, excellent actor, chameleon in every sort of way you could define it. My number 5, John Leguizamo. Marcos, what is your number 5?
So just to tell you guys a little bit about my list, my top 5 is broken down into like first 2 are just 2 that are really important to me personally. And then the top 3 are like, these are history lessons you should have been taught, but you weren't taught, because history is, most people don't give a fuck, and most people would probably fail just talking about the first 10 constitutional amendments.
Right to bear arms.
What's that?
Second one.
Okay.
First one is freedom of the press and speech.
You get a lot of freedoms from the First Amendment.
Yeah, it's really great. And then the third one is like...
So there's 10, by the way. You're not going to make it.
I'm going to make it.
You're not
Third one is don't bear false witness. 4 is...
Just stop. You're not going to make it.
Oh, but anyway, your list.
Okay. So number 5 is just... So I'm not like an average Hispanic. We went into this when we did things that you do that are white. And so... what happened with this character, or what this director introduced me to, was just like, oh, this guy makes me feel seen. He's like me, kind of thing. He loves horror. And it was before this Hispanic horror renaissance really took off, where kids are having like horror themed birthday parties and stuff like that.
Of the Ayuwoki?
Yeah.
I'll show you what that looks like while he talks.
But yeah, no, this guy, like, I remember like I was watching one of his the interviews, and he was just talking about like, oh yeah, like it's a shame the thing didn't do great in the United States because we fucking loved it in Mexico. And I was like, that's my boy. That is 100% my boy, and it's Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, that's such a good one. Fuck. I knew my list was more personal, just to kind of go back to my definition, but that's so fucking good. Continue, elaborate.
So as a sidebar, I kind of hate Tim Burton.
Fair.
Hermano.
I always thought Tim Burton was like, I'm gonna be weird for the sense of being weird, and it's like
so spooky. I'm Tim Burton. Creepy things.
And he has.
I'm the Imagineer that got kicked out for wanting to put blood in the rides.
Oh my God. But there's chubby, adorable Guillermo del Toro.
Exactly, and everything that he's created has so much more imagination in it. Like when you see Pan's Labyrinth and you see completely original creatures, it's the only movie I think that was ever set during the Spanish Civil War. I was like, dude, I love everything that you're doing here. Yeah, look at it. He's so jolly all the time.
Right, he's jolly, but his creatures are fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so mad that he didn't actually do Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, because I think he would have made everyone, literally shit their pants. He produced it, but, like, I was like, no, don't let him do that, because the stills made me cry from that movie. And you're talking about this? Like, this is, like, I think, like, an extra from, like, the Golden Circle or whatever, like Hellboy 3, the Golden Army or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's from Hellboy 1.
Hellboy 1, right?
Yeah.
And like, even like, just like, ugh, they're so spooky. Go ahead. I love Guillermo del Toro. I can go off on him as
no,
equally.
go for it. This whole, like...
He's got like Frankensteins and shit in his house.
Right. And there's an art book that my cousin got when there was a Guillermo del Toro.
I didn't know he was making a Pinocchio movie till right now.
Oh yeah, it's equally spooky. Like there's the shitty Disney one, and then there's one with like, he's like a hooked nose and he's stupid weird looking, but like he had a book that my cousin went to, because there was a Guillermo del Toro art gallery, essentially, like an installation that he had. I was in LA, so he went to go see it, and they had this art book. And just his like ideas that he didn't use were so fucking terrifying. Like it was just like a body made of veins. Like it's like I don't like spooky things. But what I like about Guillermo del Toro is that he references a lot of his Mexican roots, like and Mexicans' cultural understanding of death, and fear of death, and acceptance of death, to make these like really eerie creatures, because they may not always be scary, but they're unknown and they're always like really imposing.
They have an aura about them for sure.
Right, like this is imposing. Does it look scary? Yes. Does it look like it's like if it started talking, would you talk to it? Kind of. I'd kind of talk to this ancient goat creature, right?
Depends on the scale.
Right, but no, but like.
I'm just saying, if it was 2 stories, you run.
Maybe. At that point, it's going to catch you. Like, this thing right here looks like pretty kind, but I still don't want to fuck with it. Like, I'm not going to be its friend, but I'm not going to be fearful. Like, even, like, the angels and stuff and, like, these little dresses and the things he makes. I love Guillermo del Toro, and I don't even watch a lot of the spooky stuff that he makes, but the fact that he's just existing.
I wouldn't say a lot of the stuff that he makes is actually scary. Like, his scariest movie, I mean, it's not even a movie. It would be The Strain, actually. But the weird thing about The Strain is when you watch it, like at a certain point, it's like you're just watching Blade 2.
Okay.
It borrows. Well, he wrote both.
That's true.
But no, I have so much fun watching Guillermo del Toro movies. And then when he won that Oscar for the fish fucking movie,
The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water.
And it's not called the fish. Guillermo del Toro presents fish fucking movie. It's not called that.
I just like to make fun of Alfred because he loves that movie.
I've never seen it. I probably will love it.
You will. But the reason he stopped, like, did a brief pause to make movies was he's like, I'm gonna go back to Mexico and open these film camps.
Right.
So it's like everything about this dude is just legit as fuck.
And last bit, when he did Pacific Rim, he directed that also, which is the greatest dumb movie or the dumbest great movie. I can't tell which one it is. The little Japanese girl, he was trying to direct her on set, but she had a hard time saying Guillermo del Toro. So she heard Del Toro and saw that he's a big and chubby guy, and she looked like my neighbor Totoro. So she was like, "Can I call you?" Or she asked if he can call him Totoro-san, and he said, "Yeah, sure." So that little girl was just calling him Totoro-san because of Guillermo del Toro. It's very cute. And
also, he's bros with Hideo Kojima.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's in Death Stranding.
Uh-huh. Oh shit, is he really? That's right. That's absolutely right.
He doesn't
also,
voice himself, but it's his image.
face.
Yeah.
Also, one last thing, you're gonna hate this.
What?
You're gonna hate this. When he won his Oscar, first thing he did, he went to an In-N-Out. There's a video of him at In-N-Out. It's like, I won.
I mean, as long as he's happy, I don't really give a fuck. But I mean, I don't know why my brain went to Patton Oswalt sadly eating a burger after his wife died, but that's a different story.
Oh my god. And then what was the name? Victor and Valentino.
Oh, Guillermo.
Yes, he also has a stand-in character. Oh my god. Guillermo. And he also has a little character that's based off of him. A very spooky kid named Guillermo. Anyway, you're number 5. Top 5. Number 5. Guillermo del Toro. JJ, you're number 5.
So I tried to go historical with mine. And there's also a few that I just like and are kind of personal to me.
Of course.
But so my number 5 is a man of science and the first Nobel laureate, Mexican-born Nobel laureate for chemistry, Mario José Molina Pascual Enriquez. Mario Molina.
Pascal. Wait, oh my God! I lost some of the names.
Just type in Mario Molina and he'll show up.
Mario.
He won the Nobel Prize for chemistry.
Mexican chemist.
And he is basically the dude that figured out the Earth is on fire.
Oh, like global warming?
Yeah, the
shit.
hole in the ozone layer, CFCs, all that shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, him. He's, he's the one that's like, guys, we gotta stop.
Oh, he died last year or 2 years ago. That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
he died not too long ago. But yeah, cool. It surprised me that this was like the first Mexican-born chemist to win like this Nobel Prize. There's only like 2
Really?
Hispanic Nobel chemistry winners.
Right.
It's him and the other guy is an Argentinian, but he's technically French. Like he was born in France, but was educated mostly and lived mostly in Argentina. But
That's super interesting. I want to learn more, but we're in the middle of a podcast right now, and I'm like, look, he's got Obama gave him a medal.
yeah,
Look how happy that
metal
dude is.
busy.
Damn, it took. So he found the hole in the ozone layer. So that was the 80s, and it took 20 years for.
We got it. We got it right.
No, it took 25 years.
We got it right though,
mathematically.
because people are like, "What happened to the ozone layer?" And it's like, "Oh no, we fixed it. Like we did okay. Like they got rid of certain."
Yeah, because that was easy. Just get rid of CFCs and cans.
right.
Global warming, though, is like, hey, bro, you need to drive less, eat less meat, and...
That being said, I'm not going to blame the Chinese. I saw a thing where it's like CO2 emissions. They put output more. China, the country, outputs more than the Western Hemisphere. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Asking them to stop that is going to be really hard, especially when we got...
It's all right, dude. They're running out of water. They have to stop.
Why is
Sorry,
it so
that was
dark?
a dark... Sorry.
Why is it so dark? I'm okay with that. I live in darkness. It's fine. But that's pretty dark. It's because, you know why? Because we're all going to get exploded hot. It's going to be stupid.
Or flooded out, dude. Pakistan's underwater.
Dude.
Parts of Mexico are underwater. India's underwater.
There was a Hawaiian like wedding party where like there's all like the richest cream of the crop with their
Japan,
mint
too.
juleps.
Yeah.
Japan's gonna get fucked up. Sorry, Japan. But they had the mint juleps and they were like having a wedding party and the waves kept coming closer and they were just like, the wall will protect it. Whoosh! And it went like into the restaurant that was by the ocean. I was like, yeah, that's Santa Barbara is gonna get fucked up because they're on a cliff. They have a cliff, but some of the lower lying ones.
Did Bruno warn them?
What?
Did Bruno warn them?
Bruno what?
Did Bruno warn them?
Bruno Mars?
We don't talk about Bruno.
No. He's in Colombia. What part did you not get about the movie?
That he could predict bad things anywhere.
Yeah, he's in Colombia. Nobody's gonna go.
Nobody's gonna listen to a Colombian. Is that what you're gonna say?
I didn't say that. He also lives in the walls, and nobody knows he exists, and he's also fictional. That being said, congratulations to all the Hispanic people who are going to be able to just dress in a green hoodie and be like, "I'm Bruno." With their long,
It's probably what Tommy's gonna
punk
be for
rock
Halloween.
hair. He'd be an excellent Bruno. Honestly, I just get him some like a wig with long hair. That'd be actually fucking hilarious. We should all just go as Bruno.
Dude, people are freaking out in the chat because they figured out King was Hispanic.
King from Tekken. Oh yeah, King from Tekken is legit Mexican. And the funny thing is, I realized the first King totally Afro Latino. He's like because it's his polygons.
Armor King?
No, just Armor King's is another one. The
I thought Armor
original-
King was the first one.
No, King was the original. He's like super dark. His skin's super dark. Dies. King 2 was one of the orphans that he took care of. Armor King was the guy that invented himself to be that to avenge him, to avenge regular King. So Armor King was a fake knockoff, and then King was the real heir to the King name. But then they ended up having a bunch of beef, so they beat the shit out of each other. But then they became friends.
I don't.
This is just like actual lucha libre.
You're right.
I actually don't pay attention to Tekken lore. It's so convoluted.
I got up to 4, and I was like, okay, this all makes sense. And then it just got fucking. It was weird then, and then it just fucking took off after 5. I was like, no, thanks.
The only one that makes sense is Mortal Kombat, and then Street Fighter just makes sense because it's just like, and then Ryu saved the day. Like X happens, and then Ryu saved the day.
Right. Tell me that this guy is not black. Just based off skin color, Afro-Latino, because he's Mexican technically.
I mean,
and that's
I know
King 2.
Plenty of Indians that are
But he's
Indios that have that tan line.
Exactly, but yeah, he's either in like super Indio or I mean, that's just saying because they made the polygons so dark.
Like, that's Gabriel right there.
Yeah, like, but then King 2 is like just a lighter dude. Man, that's a cool figure.
I think
that.
Edward has that.
I want that. I forget how fucking awesome King is in these series where he's just like, yep, he's one of the best guys and has a fucking tiger head. That's fucking awesome.
It's a jaguar head.
Whatever. I don't know
Get your feelings.
geometry, all right? That's your number 5.
Yes, King.
No, say the whole name again because it was a mouthful. Sorry.
Mario Jose Molina Pascal Enriquez.
Look at JJ. I'm going to be honest with you. I cannot talk about science at that level. I go, ozone, he fixed it. Great. Well, good job, world.
Well, he didn't fix it. He let us know there's a problem.
That's part of fixing. The first part of fixing your problem is addressing that you have one. So, congratulations, Mexico saved the world once again. That brings us to my number 4. My number 4 is actually a pretty modern introduction to the list because he's only been around for 15 years, but I realized that the impact that he had on me was so let's see here. So important, because when I had access to, it was Windows Media Edition. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So it was like XP, and then Media Edition had like a fucking built-in TiVo, and it got a tuner, and you could record TV on your PC desktop. So I had one in college, and I proceeded to just watch absolute all of Comedy Central Presents. And so I recorded all of them, and the one I kept going back to was my number 4, Gabriel Iglesias. Fluffy. Because I'd never seen a dude that was a chubby Mexican in front of a camera.
I think they were all chubby Mexicans.
Right, but like
even George Lopez is a chubby Mexican.
No, he's a big-headed Mexican. There's a difference.
No, he was big when he was doing. So when you talk about him, like me and JJ, because we were watching Spanish television, we were watching Que Locos.
Right.
And Fluffy was one of them, but I was like, I don't ever remember like a skinny Hispanic comedian.
Oh no, they were John Leguizamo. It was John Leguizamo. That's all it was, right? But yeah, you saw it because I knew as I got into knowing more about Gabriel Iglesias, Que Locos, and all the other things and stuff like that. But this was my first exposure to him. And actually, he was on All That, which was, he was in the later seasons. With Neil Brennan. Neil Brennan was also on All That. He was a writer.
I didn't know that.
But, and also...
Did All That have a comeback in like 2008 or something?
No. This was... He was super young.
This
and it
was
at
like
the tail
the
end.
last season. Second to last season.
But he tells us, just as a side note that cracks me up, he tells a story about
Pablo
how...
Francisco was skinny. What are you doing watching Que Locos? You're from... I guess he's from Florida, so it was there.
Pablo Francisco also had a resurgence around this time because it was part of like a Latin comedy invasion. It was Fluffy... Carlos Mencia, Pablo Francisco, and then
I know some people were into
Freddie. I'm sorry, I needed Freddie. Freddie. God damn.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. I need to remember him
name.
because he passed away, and I don't want to forget. That feels really bad. But go ahead.
I was gonna say and the one you didn't mention that everyone hates is Carlos Mencia.
I did. I brought him up.
Me no likey Mencia really brought up at that point. But no, I feel like stand-up comedy was never bigger than it was at that point.
Freddie
Probably
Soto.
because of Comedy Central just showing specials on Friday.
Right.
Because even right now with Netflix specials, I don't think it's as big as it was then, where it was like I could probably name 30 or 40 stand-up comedians in 2005.
Right.
And now it's just like everyone thinks they're a stand-up comedian.
Right. And by the way, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
So the comedian was Freddie Soto, who does a fucking amazing bit about his dad and making his son go find tools. But the picture that they use is completely wrong on Wikipedia. It's fucking it's Paul Rodriguez.
I thought it was Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh no, Freddie Prinze, not Freddie Prinze Jr., but no, Freddie Soto. That is Paul Rodriguez. Internet, you fuckers. Point being, Fluffy was a part of that whole thing.
Yeah.
And Pablo Francisco. Shout out to Pablo Francisco, as they said in the chat, because I got my girl voice from him, and like it's just I can do a lot of his bits just from memory. Oh my God, what's going on? Like that whole voice, I just learned how to do it. And me and Ray actually will do those voices together. One man, one desire. Uh-oh. Don't use that word in here.
What? I can't see it.
Mencia. No, I'm not. No, we don't use the B word here. But going back to the point, this bit, I realized that this comedy special in particular, they put it on Comedy Central's YouTube channel last week. And I remember I'm almost reciting like all of it word for word. Like I was just like in here doing this whole bit about Disneyland, talking about how many clicks you can get inside of the ride and like, being chubby with your friends. And I'm like, oh my God, I memorized this whole bit.
So there's 2 clicks.
2 clicks.
Yeah, and then
Stand back,
that part.
kids. Watch this.
Like, and I was just like, oh shit. The fact that I was able to recite this entire special for pretty much front to back was like, this must have been fucking important to me. And then I realized I've been following this guy's career like since the beginning. And like even this bit, like I was like, oh,
In the kitchen.
ooh, where? In the kitchen. So important to me, and then also his career trajectory, where he was the first person to sell out a fucking baseball stadium for a comedy show. Like Bill Burr did Wrigley Field, which that's Chicago, right?
Yeah.
He was actually at that show.
No. I thought he was at the Boston show.
Yeah, but that was a baseball stadium. I'm talking about Bill Burr.
But you said Wrigley, Chicago.
Which one is the one he went to then?
I mean, he'll probably come up.
Keith,
on chat.
tell us what concert you went to. Let's see, Bill Burr, baseball.
Big Green.
I don't. I wish I knew more about it. Fenway.
So he was in Fenway Park. Key was at that one, but Fluffy was the first person to sell out a baseball stadium. It was Dodger Stadium. And like he's had like toys and Funko Pops. Like his marketing is just fucking amazing. So he's probably the #1 Mexican or Latino, whatever you want to call him, comedian out there. And like, look at that, man. For a fucking kid from the Central Valley, he's from Bakersfield, which we have beef with Bakersfield, but it's like, that's fucking.
He's from El Paso for some reason.
Oh no, he's Californian.
No, I just thought it was like because he does so many specials in El Paso. I'm like, what reason does he have to go there?
Chico's Tacos. He made a joke about it, Chico's Tacos, but no, like that's fucking incredible. They
100%. He surpassed George Lopez.
Yeah, for sure. But like he's got fucking multiple Funko Pops. He's got like 7 Funko Pops.
I mean, he has a Netflix show.
He's got a Netflix show. He's got several. I'm going along. #4, Gabriel Iglesias, fucking awesome. Marcos, you're #4.
So I know at the end of the day, #4 makes you feel special because it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's a guy I can relate to, and he does jokes I can relate to. So that's what my #4 is. It's just El Jefe from NoFX.
I'm looking it up.
So
That's the lead singer, right?
No. Well, he sings sometimes, but technically the lead singer is Fat Mike. But no, yeah, El Jefe is NoFX is probably one of the 3 best like legendary pillars of punk rock. It would be like Bad Religion, Rancid, NoFX, Bad Religion, Rancid, NoFX, and then like the Descendants or something.
Right.
But to see like outside of like Carlos Santana, there's not really a lot of places where a pillar is a Hispanic dude, and when I first saw El Jefe, I was like, "That's a dude that like he looks like me," and he's just the guitarist. Oh, you got Lynn. I think this is the song that's like I hate you more than no, I love you more than I hate myself, which is like a love song in a way.
Yep.
But but at the end of the day, it was just really awesome to see that like this is a staple of punk rock. And this is a dude that's a staple of this band. And whenever you see NoFX, which, by the way, NoFX's last year touring will be next year.
Shit, now I gotta go.
Yeah, they announced that it's like, hey, we've been doing this since 1982. We're out. He's also just like recently started coming out. He started picking up acting gigs in not the Mayans. Sorry, I was trying to say Sons of Anarchy. He's in the spinoff.
Oh my god, a lot of people are committing suicide in that music video.
Yeah, it's a gimmick in that movie, and that's the video. I would have actually probably picked Liam, but it's like with Liam is probably one of the songs that is probably a little bit more fun because the song's about retiring. It's like, hey, we're old.
Linoleum?
Like Liam.
Linoleum.
Yeah.
There you go. Why is there no music? There you go.
That's the actual Linoleum song. There's another one that has "ew" in it.
What's the difference?
It's their retirement song, like kind of the thing where they're just talking about like we wrote this song. The song was our biggest hit, and we're retiring the song. We're not going to play it live anymore.
Oh, can't find it anyway because it's spelled differently. Like maybe this one a year ago.
Yeah, this is it. Probably actually played Johnny Appleseed. That is probably a better example of NoFX of El Jefe singing.
Let's take a look. White trash, 2 heaps. Oh my god. White trash, 2 heaps in a bean. Late bloomer. For years, people have been telling me to listen to NoFX, but now I understand why. It's punk. So down.
Like if you actually just play the next part, it's actually about like the whole what you hate. It's like, oh, I'm Mexican. I'm a beaner. I'm going to sell this image kind of thing.
Just talking shit about Johnny anyway. He's down for the cause, Holmes.
Like it's all apparent. You'll probably actually like Kill All the White Men.
Oh my god, why would you say that?
I mean, that's the name of the song.
I know,
didn't name it.
Why would you say I would like that in particular?
Because you would have fun with that song.
I mean, what? Yeah, I don't know why you would say that. Audio listeners, you're missing out. Watch the video. But you're #4.
El Jefe.
El Jefe. From NoFX. Someone spelled it out, no effects. And I was like,
NoFX.
NoFX. I know that. I just never. You guys bring them up, and I'm like, I should listen to them because every time I play clips of music that you play, I like more punk rock than I listen to. I think that's how it goes sometimes. Anyway, Your number 4, no effects, El Jefe. JJ, what is your number 4?
It's another long ass name.
Here we go.
He is the reason so many countries have September 15. Oh shit! I think so. I'm not sure. I actually didn't do a lot of research on this guy.
It's fine.
Simón Bolívar.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this name.
So he's basically like Napoleon, but way cooler.
Yeah, so he liberated Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, Chile.
Just imagine, just going in and just wrecking
He's
shop
just
like
But imagine
find me a Spaniard. I'm gonna kick his ass right now.
that. Hold on. Let's say the full name: Simón José Antonio de la Santísima Trinidad Bolívar y Palacios.
Yep.
God, blood, we need names like that again. I'm gonna start adding names. Fuck it. Why not? Continue though. I want people to see the Wikipedia.
I mean, yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, what else do I gotta say? He liberated all these countries.
He would fight against the royals with a army of Afro slaves. He just like he was kind of a moderate, actually, where he was just kind of like, we're going to have a constitution and this is going to be the thing, as opposed to
Sorry, I know you're like listing out things. I was looking at the Wikipedia. First president of Colombia, 6th president of Peru, 1st president of Bolivia. That's fucking insane.
he is literally like as important a figure as Napoleon. You just don't know about him because like we don't study or celebrate Hispanic culture.
Which is why we do it here at the Mexcellence. So I'm gonna read you the Wikipedia.
One of the cool fun facts about him that I didn't notice until now is that Bolivia and Venezuela, their currency is named after him.
Bolivares.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I knew that. I knew that that's what they were called, but not after him.
Yeah,
I guess we do call them Washingtons, kind of.
But no, that's like
Cash.
slang.
Yeah.
Their
Actual currency.
Their actual currency is not called like dollars or pesos. It's bolivares.
I posit that we call ours
bolivanos.
Obamas. That's 500 Obamas. Maybe a couple Kennedys actually might be cooler.
I'm surprised he's not like on a. Well, he's on the 50-cent coin.
Yep. It's on the 50-cent coin.
I
No, but I
got
want
one of
to
them.
read real quick, just like Bolivar began his military career at 1810 as a militia officer in the Venezuelan War of Independence, fighting Spanish and more native royalist forces for the First and Second Venezuelan Republics and the United Provinces of New Granada. After Spanish forces subdued New Granada in 1815, Bolivar was forced into exile in the Republic of Haiti, led by Haitian revolutionary Alexandre Pétion. Bolivar befriended Pétion and after promised to abolish slavery in South America, received military support from Haiti. Returning to Venezuela, he established a third republic in 1817 and then crossed the Andes in 1819 to liberate New Granada. Bolivar and his allies defeated the Spanish in New Granada in 1819, Venezuela and Panama in 1821, Ecuador in 1822, Peru in 1824, and Bolivia in 1825. Venezuela, New Granada, Ecuador, and Panama were merged into the Republic of Colombia, Gran Colombia, with Bolivar as president there, and in Peru and Bolivia. So how many years was that? 1810 to 1825. Yeah, so 15 years.
This dude is really important when it comes to all of history, and I didn't learn about him until about 5 years ago.
I didn't learn about him explicitly until this moment.
I didn't learn about him till Narcos.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in like the first season of Narcos, one of the guerrilla units that plays a big part in the show and in the history of drug trafficking is I think M19, something like that. They stole his saber.
Right, that's what they said. Yeah, that was what came up on Google.
Yeah.
Right.
They stole his saber, and eventually, somehow, through nefarious means, it ended up in Pablo Escobar's possession. And he gave it to his 9-year-old son for his birthday. He gave it back.
I hate that. That's a pretty fucking cool sword. Oh, it's a replica, but that's a pretty cool fucking sword, though. I love relics like that. I want to own relics like that.
You do.
I do. I totally do.
They cost 3 times as much as your car.
Oh, I know. I didn't say I wanted to buy relics. I said I wanted to own relics. Like, I just want like a random cool like weapon that like it can be innocuous. It can be like I want a pirate cutlass. Like I want to know that a pirate used. I know the shitty swords. I know there are probably a bunch of them, but I want one.
Probably cursed.
Yeah. Give me a cursed pirate sword. I want a real pirate gold piece. And I know there's a ton of that too.
Fuck, that'd be expensive.
I actually a couple hundred. I've looked it up.
Really?
Yeah, for just like a real or something from that era, it's like for like not even a good one, it's like $100, like a couple $100. Like I want that though, because it's like, yeah, that was real pirate monies. That's a real pirate sword. I mean, I would want his sword, but that's too important for history. But I'd want it.
This belongs in a museum.
Yeah, I have that belief that it belongs in a museum. But fucking stolen pirate gold, I'd take as much pirate. Guys, my birthday's coming up.
It was already pilfered. Like
I'm not gonna.
you're only continuing
more.
the tradition.
Well, for pirate gold, but not for his sword. He like I don't know. I watch Pawn Stars, and sometimes they'll bring in like a relic, like an old sword or an old gun or something. I'm like, that's fucking cool. Like I would want like I want a cowboy's like revolver. I take a revolver or a rifle, right? Where it's like, yeah. Nothing. I don't even need it to be special. I don't need it. I just want it to have like a little insignia that's like this was minted in 1812 from this one guy who's pretty good at it. Like that's what I want. So my birthday's coming up, and JJ's birthday's coming up. I already got his present on the way.
Damn.
You know what
We're not
it
even
is.
gonna be here.
It's on the way, and turns into a skelly man. If I turned into a skelly man from a haunted sword, I would buy 2 more. I would buy 2 more. Now. On to my number 3. My number 3, I've actually met this person. I've had the pleasure to meet this person. And my sister made fun of me when I took a picture because I got to ask her some questions. Because I'm from the Central Valley of California. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty easy to guess.
Miguel from Cobra Kai?
No. No, that's the San Fernando Valley, separate place. And that's also a dude. I said she. Oh. Is living history. She's elderly. And when I was in college, I was able to meet her because she had a...
Sammy asking us for gold.
I'm asking you for pirate sabers and her gold, yes. And so so she was an integral part of the farm workers labor union movement in the 60s. And obviously you know who it is because I'm talking about it. Dolores Huerta. And I met her there. There's Sammy with no facial hair she looks terrified. She is a tiny lady. And there we are taking a picture. And that's one of my favorite pictures I have because she spoke and it was so fucking cool. I don't have the poster up, but I have like Cesar Chavez posters. My dad was a union organizer growing up. And so I know a lot about labor unions. I support labor unions. They're fucking important. And so meeting her and being able to ask her a question, which my question was, how do you pay for all this? Like, how are you an activist for 40 years, you know, because that's not like a job that I think. So I was like legit curious. Funny story. It's not funny, but it was in, I want to say the late 60s, she said, let's say roughly around this era. And she goes, yeah, there was a protest I was at and the cops got a little close and they beat the shit out of me. And I believe her spleen burst. And she never had to pay for anything ever again. The payout was so massive that she was able to live off it for the rest of her life. Like, I think she still gets paid.
The LAPD?
Might have been. It could have been anywhere up and down the valley, honestly, or in California. But no, Dolores Huerta is where like Cesar Chavez now gets a lot of flack for being kind of like anti-immigrant. And I still think he's very important to the cause of getting people and laborers fucking rights and no pesticides in the food. But she was also super integral to the fight. And she still fucking is. She is, I want to say how old she is right now. 92 years old. And I have a person I know that works for her foundation, talks to her all the time. She's still fucking working. Like, she's still making press releases. She's, huh?
No, still, yeah.
Working. Like, how, like, 92 years old, like there's this picture right here, real famous of her, Huelga. Like, that's it. That's her entire life. And it's like, you're going to be 92 fucking years old. You're going to die doing this, a fight that you've been going on since the 60s, getting so much work done, not because maybe you even have the energy to, but just because that's who you are. Like, at that point, if you're doing something for 60 years, it like, that is a greater belief in something than I've ever felt. And so, like, that's why I think she's so important to just everything in terms of just 1, Central Valley history, 2, immigration, 3, not having fucking DDT in your fruits and vegetables. Like, we talk about everything being organic. Well, fuck. How about no fucking pesticides? How about working to get breaks for farm workers and shit? Water, shade, basic shit that a lot of them still don't fucking have. That's why she's important. And her message, her work, absolutely one of the most important things, I think, in United States history, along with Cesar Chavez. But more importantly, because now he's getting shit on because of his weird ways and calling ice on people and shit. He had history of that. She's going to be held up probably a little bit stronger. So my number 3, Dolores Huerta. Marcos, you're number 3.
Fuck. I have to switch my number 3 because it was Simon Bolivar.
I told you there'd be close.
No, well, that dude is legitimately one of the most important figures in history, and it's a shame that we don't hear about him because we just skip over Hispanic history all the time.
I got to go look him up a lot now.
You should because
the fact that it's only I can remember 15 years worth of material.
Yeah.
Like if it's like, oh, you got to learn about the Roman Empire, like we talked about earlier. That's several hundreds of years. 15 years I can knock down. It's like, okay, he did this. Holy shit, he did that.
I think his whole life is 40 years of just constant conquering shit or figuring out how to conquer shit kind of things.
That's going back to Europe to use their tactics against them.
Oh my god. Jesus. So Zach De La Rocha, Rage Against the Machine.
So I'm just gonna throw out this random dude out there. Didn't do a lot. His name is Galavino, but he's a fucking badass in history. So he's pretty cool. Basically,
Galvarino, you mean?
Yes.
Yes.
So this dude was a Incan soldier, I believe. He got his Mapuche. He had his arms chopped off for revolting against the Spanish, and he's like, "That's cool. I'm just gonna glue knives to them." Well,
wait, what?
Yeah, he has knives for hands.
Oh my god, that's what I'm looking at. His hands are not there.
Yes.
What the fuck? How do you know about this? Where did you hear about this?
I'm a history nerd. So this dude had knives glued to his hand, or tied to his hands, and just was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just keep coming at them." So he just kept fighting the Spanish, and he was just feared for that kind of shit.
So here, the Battle of Lagunitas against Governor Garcia Hurtado de Mendoza. As punishment for insurrection, some of these prisoners were condemned to amputation of their right hand and nose, while others, such as Galvarino, had both hands cut off. Galvarino and the rest were then released as a lesson and warning to the rest of the Mapuche. Mendoza sent him to inform the General Caupolicán of the number of quality of people who had entered the land again, to put some fear into him along other means that he tried, so that he might submit without coming to blows. Well, in returning to the Mapuche, he appeared before Caupolicán and the Council of War, showing them his mutilations, crying out for justice and greater rising of the Mapuche against the Spanish invader, like the one of Lautaro. For his bravery and gallantry, he was named the council to command a squadron with knives fastened to both mutilated wrists. Replacing his hands, he fought next to Caupolicán in the following campaign until the Battle of Miarquepe. I don't know, that's hard to say. When his squadron fought against that of Governor Mendoza himself, where he was able to strike down the number 2 in command with knife hands. Real Wolverine.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's not 3, but still, just like imagine wanting revenge, and why is that not a movie?
Because it'd
be like 3 scenes.
Really
it's
bad.
Oh no, what happened?
He gets fed to dogs.
That's fine. That's called a enticing ending.
I mean, it's not enticing because they don't win. At the end, the Spanish were just like, wee.
Hey, what's his name didn't win? Braveheart didn't win. He got his balls chopped off.
Scotland becomes an independent country at some point because of what he did.
He killed some dudes with knife hands.
Mel Gibson ignored a lot of the history.
We can ignore a lot of it too.
Oh, he's gonna win?
Yeah. And he feeds
so
the
we're
other
doing
guy
the Tarantino style.
Exactly. However, Mendoza's command broke
these huge sauerkrauts.
Mendoza's command broke Galvarino's division after over an hour of combat and won the battle, killing 3,000 Mapuche and captured more than 800, including him. Mendoza ordered him to be executed by being thrown to the dogs. Damn.
Yeah, it's not a good ending.
I mean, this is a good story. He killed a bunch of dudes with knife hands. Can't say I've done that.
I don't think I've ever killed anyone with a knife.
Galvarino versus a bear. Who wins?
Probably the bear, but...
Where's the Mapuche tribe?
I thought they were Incan.
Where is this?
That's Central America.
Yeah.
So that's like. Wait, no.
Yeah, it's sideways.
Oh, that's just that would be like where Chile. Is.
Yeah, well, it's like Chile's down here, and then like there's all this other stuff.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, though. Why is this the first time I'm hearing about these things? I want to hear about knife hands soldiers.
I mean, there's all sorts of things in history that just kind of like not get talked about, like
Guatemoc.
before
Huh?
Is that your number 3?
No, Guatemoc is not my number 3, but
Okay.
he's was the last Aztec emperor, I think.
Yeah.
And he was tortured as well. They burned his feet.
there's also a before.
He's the guy from the calendars.
That's my number 3. The guy from the
Calendars. Cuauhtémoc, the guy who's throwing, who has the lady over the shoulders.
Before Pearl Harbor, who was the last person to attack the United States? Attack a United States base.
Before Pearl Harbor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. I kind of feel like I know this one.
You should.
Is it the Spanish?
The Spanish?
Was it the Spanish?
Is that your final guess?
No, it's French. No, the French helped us revolutionary. The English? Had to be the English, right?
Oh.
Who landed troops on American soil?
Pancho Villa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. God damn it.
But that's what I mean.
I
It's like
count him
we
as American,
don't-
to be
we
fair.
don't- yeah, we don't talk about a lot
Yeah.
of things in history.
He stole
where-
gold from Fort Knox.
He didn't do that. He stole rifles from New Mexico.
He's also stole gold that was on its way to Fort Knox.
yeah.
That my cousin tells that because he has a piece of gold that's from that
Yeah.
line. They stole a bunch of gold from the American government. Like, you can't have this.
He's also the reason my dad got me to eat cactus.
Why? How does that connect?
So when they were hunting Pancho Villa, like the U.S. Army was hunting him down, they were sending helicopters and shit after him. Well, aircraft. I don't
Yeah.
know. Probably not helicopters. But they couldn't find him. And they're like, nah, he's got to be dead, right? Like, he's just going into the desert. There's
Right.
nothing there.
Right.
There's nothing to eat. Just cactus. That's what they were eating.
Right.
So that's like what my dad would tell me to get me to eat nopal. He was like, yeah, Pancho Villa, we used to eat that, and he would trick all the gringos. They would be like, nah, there's nothing to eat there. It's just cactus. There's no way they're going to live for more than like a few days.
Right.
And then he'd come back and steal their fucking gold.
For the record, so JJ's number 3 is this guy right here. I don't even know what the name of this piece is.
I don't know the name, and I really apologize. But in Mexico, he's really important. Just because we're going off random like bits of history real quick, he's on Mexican money, but he is the dude that he is a famous Aztec warrior poet from the 1500s. But it's like Nahual something.
Let me see if I can find him real quick.
But on that note, while you're going through that, Bat brings up someone really cool.
Nezahualcóyotl. God damn, that's hard. Nahuatl's hard as fuck sometimes.
Yeah, bro, that's why I was like, you're not Aztec. We can't speak that. And I don't even blame you for not speaking that.
Nezahualcóyotl. There you go.
Yeah.
That's how you'd say it. Anyway. But yeah.
Bat brought up someone really cool. Miriam Rodriguez, the woman who took down the cartel that kidnapped her daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty badass. But we're skipping around, giving some extra historical context. I have a whole bunch of honorable mentions, of course.
Yeah.
But JJ, I'll bring it to your. Actually, you might actually have one that me, Tommy, and Marcos wouldn't have if we were to do the episode Thursday. But we're going on to your number 3.
I'm gonna follow that lead of a badass woman, and your lead also of an activist. And this is the First Lady of Argentina, Evita Perón.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Yeah, that's her. They legit based the musical off of her.
Oh, I know. I'm growing up with it, right? But go ahead and elaborate. All I know is that, and she's on a like in front of a crowd. That's when they sing that or whatever. I feel.
Well, I've never seen the musical, but
Fair enough.
she ended up getting married to the man who would become the president of Argentina. But before that, and during that time, she was an activist. She was pushing forward for like stronger labor laws, women's suffrage, so women could vote in Argentina, and I mean, she grew up poor as like a farmhand, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So when she came into this, you know, life in politics and power and everything, she strived to use that power to make change and to better the country. And yeah, it's just she kept doing that until she died. Like,
I mean, if you have a Wikipedia page and it says "Rise to Power" as one of your sections in your life, it's pretty damn important.
I'm about to add you to Wikipedia and be like, Sam's rise to power came when he found TikTok.
And he started telling people about.
In Argentina, she's practically a saint. And that's saying something because their current pope is from Argentina.
Let me see what it says, like, on a rise to fame. By early 1945, a group of army officers called the GOU for Grupo de Oficiales Unidos, nicknamed the colonels, had gained considerable influence with the Argentine government, so on and so forth. Let's see here. I'm trying to see where she comes in. After Perón won the elections in 1946, his administration started circulating a highly fictionalized version of the 17 October demonstration, where Eva Perón was portrayed as knocking on every door in Buenos Aires in order to bring out people to the street. This version of events was popularized in the movie version of the Lloyd Webber musical. Historians agree that this version of events is false. At the time of Perón's imprisonment, Eva was still merely an actress. She had no political clout with any of the various labor movements, and she was not well liked with Perón's inner circle, nor was she even particularly popular within the film and radio business at that point. The massive rally that freed Perón from prison was organized by various unions, particularly the CGT, which was Perón's main base. That still doesn't take away from the fact that further down the line, charitable and feminist activities, the Eva Foundation, Female Peronist Party, and women's suffrage, vice presidential nomination, and then there's a whole thing of mourning for her. So it's like, I mean, do you have a musical written about you? No. Alexander Hamilton does. She does. It means they're equally important. That's not the same. But no, I mean, when was this? 1978 was the original first production. So it's like, there's one as of 2019, the London Revival. Your number 3, Evita. Well, it's time for us to take a quick commercial break. It's to refresh our beverages and get to the final 2 for everybody. So we'll be right back after these just vague messages. And we'll continue on to our number 2s and our number 1s. Be right back. And we're back. Welcome to the show. Everyone left. I'm sorry we took so long. I was gonna give up the jig of what we were talking about, but we're not.
Thank you.
But be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Go to mexmerch.com. We haven't talked about mexmerch.com in a while. There's a lot of great designs, new designs that we had in the 8th anniversary party that we launched. There's puzzles, there's mouse game pads, and I learned today that there's new designs that are accessible that have stitching on the front and print on the back. So expect some dope-ass Mexcellence hoodies stitched. And I have a new design that I'm going to make for myself first and see if I like it, and then see if y'all like it out there, and we'll put it on the store. Or I'll just put it on the store. It doesn't cost me nothing. Anyway, be sure to go to mexmerch.com. And if you're liking the show, like, subscribe, do all the things. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We need it. Comment, and I'll comment back. Unless you say slurs, then I won't. If you're on, it's truth. And then if you're on our podcast, be sure to listen to the podcast and share it with people. We're at a really, really, really good growth point right now. So the more support that we get, it gets multiplied tenfold because all of our things are hitting. So if you see us on TikTok, if you see us on Instagram, like, subscribe, share, thumbnail, all that stuff. Do it, like it, and we appreciate your support. And if you see this video once again, like, hit it again, hit it a third time. It's the triple like. I stole that from my old show. I invented it on my old show, and I'm bringing it back. Hit the like button, hit it again, hit it the third time. It's the triple like. Be sure to do it. And now on to my number 2. My number 2, the actually last 2 for my greatest Hispanics, are 2 ways that me and my dad connected. Because my dad's old.
Uh-huh.
My dad's going to be 70 this year. Which
Typically, that's how it works.
Yeah, but I'm the youngest, and so he's extra old. And me and him spent a lot of time together, and we're very much alike, and he's pretty fucking cool guy. And part of the reason why we are so close was that growing up, he had let me in on a few people that I knew that he liked because he really doesn't express what he likes very deeply, if that makes any sense. So like he'll say, oh, I like this. I like the Beatles. I like, what's his favorite movie? One of his favorite movies is Fifth Element. So it's just like, okay, yeah, I like him. I like Bruce Willis. He does action, and there's girls, and there's fighting, and there's science, and I like it. So with this, it's like me growing up and being really into comedy. I always tell the story and why it's so awful that Bill Cosby was one of my first comedy albums, because it was clean. My dad would let me listen to it. But for some reason, my dad let me listen to another comedy album that I probably shouldn't have. And it probably goes against my idea that you shouldn't show kids things too early. Because like Tommy, he saw Scarface when he was 7. I'm like, Tommy, that's not a great idea for you to watch Scarface when you're 7. But with this comedy album, it ended up being something where I eventually would just go on to realize, one, it's something that he really enjoyed, because he watched this comedy act before a B.B. King concert. And he told me that like 2 years ago, where he's like, yeah, I saw B.B. King and these guys opened for him. I'm, of course, talking about Cheech Marin of Cheech and Chong fame. And that was the album, Cheech and Chong's greatest hit.
Too much about Cheech and Chong.
You do?
Yeah, because I don't know if it's like TikTok or VH1, but it's just a combination of all that shit just kind of made it like I learned so much about these guys, about how they were struggling. Like they were like kind of sketch comedy.
They were absolutely sketch. If you listen to this album, which I recommend, Cheech and Chong's greatest hit, it's on Spotify and I think all music platforms. It's essentially YouTube skits. That's for sure. It's really all it is.
Even their movies are skits. They got in a little bit of trouble where it's just like, hey, we'd like to give you guys a movie, and then it's like, so what's the plot? And it's like, more skits, baby. And it's like,
and the funny thing is that we talk about TikTok, and one of the most famous TikToks, actually, or most recent one, like one of the kind of side jokes, comes from a Cheech and Chong sketch that I bet you nobody could call out. And then I go, why does this sound familiar? I laughed at it. I listened to the album again. I was like, oh shit, that was from Cheech and Chong. And let me see if this is like actually in the movie. But oh my god, why is my internet fucking up? Jesus Christ. We'll start with Cheech and Chong, and then we'll go on to his other stuff. But how are we doing on the internet? Are we losing stream yet? Not yet. Why is this not loading? I have the fastest damn internet in the West.
You don't have fiber app.
I do have fiber.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like. Yeah, but anyway, but to go like over the album real quick, like just like some of the sketches I've committed to memory because my dad just like fucking loved this this comedy duo, and I probably think it's because he's one growing up in the 70s. Bunch of stoners. He wasn't a stoner, but he thought, oh man, these guys are just fucking funny. These are the track listing. Dave, Earache My Eyes, literally about a guy dressing up as a woman and becoming a rock star just to make lots of money. Huh?
Dave's not here, man.
Dave's not here, man. Open up the door. I got the stuff. I know a lot of Basketball Jones, Blind Melon Chitlin, Sister Mary Elephant, which is hilarious. Sergeant Stadenko, Cruising with Pedro de Pacas. Pedro de Pacas at the drive-in is fucking hilarious. Trippin' in Court is the one I'm trying to pull up. For some reason, it is just not agreeing with me at all, and I wonder why. It's like it's doing this. But anyway, it's a scene where it's at the end where he's talking about he was touching, like the character was touching little girls, and so one of them is playing the judge, and she goes, in order for me to never see you again in this court, bailiff, whack his pee-pee. And he goes, like that's all it was. But that was used in TikToks earlier this year. And so you're telling me that a comedian has that kind of like sketch comedy state, even with just like a small phrase like that. If you listen to some of this stuff, I mean, obviously when I did the history of Mexcellence, one of the first things I made was an animation for the song Mexican Americans. And that kind of stuff is so important for me to, one, find two guys. I thought both of them were Mexican. I didn't know Chong wasn't, but both of them were Mexican guys in LA doing the stuff that my dad was probably doing, cruising around town, getting into antics. One of the funniest jokes that I thought was like super inappropriate when I saw it in the movie was needing a ride to Mexico and getting deported on purpose. Like they're just like, we got deported, and they're just off the bus, and they're like, okay, now we're in Mexico like we needed to be. But then also, I need to go to this new thing that he invented. Is an art gallery called The Cheech in LA. It's the Chicano art gallery that he invented. And it is literally just filled with Chicano artists. And I really, really want to go. My coworker went, and I was super jealous. I can't even see if I can find, maybe not the gala, but just the Cheech gallery. If I can find some images. There you go. Center for Cheech Marin's Center for Chicano Art. Like, I really, really, really want to go because it's just literally filled with art. And that's what he's been doing, is just using the latter half of his life to just develop Chicano histories and combine a lot of artwork and stuff like that. It's just really something that when you look at a guy's, like, what he did was, I'm going to make comedy and I'm going to make people laugh. And then my time ran its course and I'm not famous anymore. So I'm going to use all the money and all the riches I've made to better my culture. And there's actually a funny story that Chong, it's a small little joke that Chong makes in one of those This Is Not Happening sketches from Comedy Central. I believe it's Comedy Central. Yeah. And it's Chong talking about how he got busted by the FBI for making bongs. But in the beginning of the set, he was like, yeah, and me and Cheech, we split up. And he was like, yeah, man. I was like, what are you going to do? And Cheech goes, yeah, I'm going to try to give back to my culture. I'm going to learn Spanish. Like, and that to me meant everything for just like this guy who knew Spanish, knew Mexico, spoke English, had several movies, and is a cultural icon and will never die because the Cheech and Chong smoke culture. That to me is one of the most important things a person could do, is not only just live your life through art, but then also cultivate it and support others in the endeavor of doing and making art. My number 2, Cheech Marin. Marcos, what's your number 2?
So, I'm sorry, guys. This is going to focus on Mexicans.
It's the Mexicans. They know what they're getting. I'm sorry, Venezuelans.
So, what would you say if I told you there is a Mexican-American artist with 3 number 1 records, 3 number 1 tracks on the Billboard charts?
Right now or at all time?
The first one to do it.
Okay.
Performed on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Like, who is the first person that comes to mind?
Oh, Richie Valens?
No. Richie Valens is too young.
Okay.
And Richie Valens only has 2 hits.
Okay, so you said the 3 number 1s. Mm-hmm. Mexican or Mexican-American?
Mexican-American.
Tito Puente is not. No. Let's see. Mexican-American musical artist? Mm-hmm. What era? What age? What decades?
Like, so here's
well, you said Carson, so 60s, 70s?
Yeah. So here's the weird thing about him, where it's just, exactly. We should know this as Mexican-American culture, so this is also one of the trivia things, where it's like, this dude had the ability to be way bigger than he was, but, so fun fact about this guy, I'm going to introduce him.
I'm like, seriously, I'm blanking hard.
So, first thing, he was a really big country artist, and then he got busted in Louisiana for marijuana. He didn't actually have marijuana, so he spent 3 years in the penitentiary, and then had to come back and restart his career all over again.
Oh, shit.
So, his name is Freddie Fender, and not a lot of people know who that is. At the end of the day.
Oh my God, I saw his mustache from the thumbnail. Hold on real quick. I'm going to do that again. Freddie. That's a Mexican mustache right there. Go ahead.
So this dude's from San Benito, and he's just, he is Selena before Selena, in the sense that it was like, this is a Mexican-American artist that did everything he could to make it big. And wasn't the Dolly Parton show, wasn't the Dukes of Hazzard. Like, he was a famous personality at the time, and we don't get to know like anything about him because we don't celebrate our culture enough.
And his name is Freddie Fender. That's really deceptive.
Has a star on the Walk of has a star in Hollywood.
I mean, that is not a lot, but that's important.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people get those and they have to pay a lot of money, but he probably got it before that era.
Yeah.
But like, let's see here. Yeah. Baldemar, that's an old Mexican name right there. That's like my grandfather Porfirio. Like, that's one of those names. If you have a movie, you need to name a character Baldemar.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder he called himself Freddie Fender. Baldemar Garza Huerta.
That's a mouthful.
That is definitely
He actually
a mouthful.
legitimately will say in interviews, it's like, I changed it so it'd be more digestible for the gringos.
Of course. No, shit. I mean, like, that happens a lot, you know. Valens, Richie Valens, same fucking thing. American Tejano country and rock and roll musician, known for his work as solo artist in the groups Los Super Seven and the Texas Tornadoes. What did they make? I know a song of theirs for sure.
Well, you can look it up because this is actually a double for it, and I'm sorry, guys.
That's fine.
Flaco Jimenez is also another dude that's also really important from the Valley. Uh-huh. And he
Texas Tornado. Hey, baby. Hey, oh, my God. Everyone's heard this. I mean, my grandfather's Tejano.
important. on that note, because Flaco Jimenez, this is a twofer, and I'm sorry, guys.
That's fine. Why are you apologizing? More the merrier. It's our month.
So Flaco Jimenez was described as Jimi Hendrix on an accordion.
Well, fuck yeah.
And he is from a migrant family that would go up north, and he broke into his father's room at one point and would just practice the accordion. For all of those that are musically talented, the accordion is probably the hardest instrument to play.
It's fucking stupid. Like I know it's like I think woodwind or metal wind instruments like trumpets are hard to play because you're like, how do you get your mouth to do?
I mean, this is a wind instrument technically,
right? But when you figure it out, it's like, okay, you do that. If someone hands you an accordion and says make music, you're like, okay, what? It's like it's a gelatinous being in your hand that you have to squeeze to make sweet music.
Squeeze and play keys, so it's harder,
right?
And then it's what was I gonna say? So the lead singer from Go Go Bordello, different band, Ukrainian, he can play 10 different instruments, but when he was handed an accordion, he was like, "Fuck this!"
Like it's so crazy. It's like, yeah, it's just a squeeze box to make music, right?
But Flaco Jimenez ended up cutting tracks with Bob Dylan. I think he's still alive today. Like, because when I was looking him up, he was doing COVID commercials.
He's 83 years old.
Yep,
still around.
And really famous dude from way back when. That is just both these guys played together. Ironically, when they started the Texas Tornadoes, they were quoted as saying, "It's like, have you heard of New Kids on the Block? We're old guys up the street."
Stupid.
And that's some of that like South Texas humor for sure.
Right.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like these are people that accomplished a lot. And like I know Carlos Santana is up there for sure, but it's just like Carlos Santana and Selena are like the only gold standards. Like, oh, we don't know about any other Hispanics that did music, and it's like these dudes literally have #1 songs on the Billboard charts.
Right. And like with different bands, right? There you go.
Yeah.
You've heard of New Kids on the Block. Well, we're the old guys from the street. Stupid guys. But I was like, Texas Tornadoes. I know. I was like, wait. I go, is it the Hey Baby Que Paso guys?
Yeah.
It's the Hey Baby Que Paso guys. That's a fucking good. Go listen to that song if you want to feel great about yourself and your life.
I mean, the other recommendation I would make is if you can find Flaco Jimenez songs from the 70s, the way that he jams out on that accordion, it is very Jimi Hendrix-ish.
Let's see if I can find a solo. Accordion solo. Here we go. Flaco Jimenez en vivo. It's so silly, but like, because you think like accordion, like polkas and stuff, but then you're like, how powerful it is and important it is for Mexican music. That's what it's about right there. Fucking Mexican people being happy. Tejanos, Latinx, everybody being happy. That's why I love fucking music, Mexican music. 'Cause I don't understand the fucking language, but you feel it, and it's like this
it had
feels.
subtitles.
Well, I know. But then again, Spanish songs translated to English always are fucking nonsense.
I mean, that was right.
I mean, no. But like, hold on, let me find it real quick.
Oh, there's a TikTok that's like literal Spanish songs, and it's like table that claps the most.
Mesa que más aplaude. Mesa que más aplaude. Y
no.
como los gorilas.
Mande.
No.
Mande, send me a little child. And it's like,
The cow, moo. The cow, moo. La Chona is fucking
La Chona.
ridiculous in English. This is my favorite one, though, real quick.
Tigers of the North.
That I drink now are nothing but sadness and nothing but my pine. You left me, I don't know why. You said that you loved me and said that you adored me.
Do you know what it is?
yeah.
But if you'd ever
But I was that
like to return a white hair for you, a white hair for you, drank some sour liquor.
That does not sound correct at all. It is correct, but it doesn't sound right. But like, that's
on that note, like just real quick, and I'm sorry, JJ, this is
No,
going to take
you're
us a bit. There's so many Spanish songs that get turned, English songs that get turned into corridos.
Yeah.
oh, you're talking like people just making covers of them?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll show you my favorite. Like, it's mariachi technically, but let's see. I have it in my history, not on this page, but it's so simple and it's so stupid, but it works so fucking well. We definitely will get copyright stricken for this one. It's fucking Billie Eilish as a fucking mariachi tune. And you can do that for fucking anything, and I'm super happy. What? There's an extended end reverb edition? What? Why did they put some That's pretty racist. I don't feel comfortable with Billie Eilish.
She didn't put it on.
I know. The designer was like, let's just put a fucking sombrero on Billie Eilish.
The Joji song from the summer got a Corleone remix.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Come on, glimpse of us. Corrido.
I mean, is Corrido or Mariachi, one or the other will show up.
I love all those.
Bro, Mexicans are amazing, dog. I want to see if who's
When
singing.
you buy a CD from the Pulga.
That's so fucking awesome. But your number 2, Freddie Fender and his big bigote. JJ, what is your number 2?
The glimpse of cover.
My
it's
number 2.
different.
That glimpse was I feel like drinking tequila and being extra sad. Go ahead, JJ.
All right, so my number 2 is someone who's very near and dear to my heart. An entertainer, athlete,
Yep, I know where you're going. And
all around great guy.
And this was the one that if you weren't here, it would have not made any of it. He didn't make his list, didn't make my list when we checked.
Rodolfo Guzman Huerta,
Oh.
a.k.a. El Santo.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else with this one.
Look at that, Eddie Guerrero.
Without
Eddie
Eddie
Guerrero was
Guerrero.
actually who I almost switched my number 3 for, but I forgot.
Eddie Guerrero would have made my list, but then I remember Eddie Guerrero was quoted. You could go to WWE.com and find the quote right there. That
Okay.
El Santo was bigger than Stone Cold and Hulk Hogan put together. Without El Santo, Lucha Libre doesn't get legitimized.
Oh, he's in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he was inducted in 2018.
Oh, that's crazy.
To be fair, Drew Carey's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
He's not in the same wing.
Yeah.
Right? They're all divided into different wings.
Right.
He's in the Legacy edition. But yeah, there's the quote from Eddie down there.
Skip it. It's down here somewhere.
Yeah, it's down there. Maybe you have
There you
to.
go. El Santo is perhaps the most famous grappler in the history of Lucha Libre. WWE Hall of Fame Eddie Guerrero once wrote that calling him a legend doesn't even do justice to how big he was. In his heyday, Santo was bigger than Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin combined. Yeah, man. And just, I mean, when you have movies where you're just
50
yourself.
movies.
Huh?
50 movies.
When you have 50 movies?
There's an entire genre that was basically almost created by him. There's a genre of cinema that's, legitimized and exclusive to Mexico pretty much. Lucha Libre cinema.
And he wears turtlenecks, sweet turtlenecks.
And he never took off the mask.
Never took off the mask. That's
He's
what's
buried in it.
Oh my gosh.
He's legitimately buried
That's
in
gonna
it.
fuck up with some archaeologists thousands of years from now, give or take. He's gonna be like, "Who is this? Is he a god?" Yes, he was.
Fun
I'm pretty
fact,
sure his coffin is like gold or something.
He-
Probably.
No kidding.
he also was friends with people in the Mexican consulate.
Uh-huh.
So when he got his passport, he had to get it under his real name.
Right.
But he was like, "Hey man, can we take one with the mask and as El Santo?" And they're like, "Yeah, fuck it."
Why not?
So he had 2 passports. They were both real passports, but one of them was of him with the mask so that he would never take it off.
I mean, there's him when he's older.
Yeah, that was 3 days before he died.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. So he came out on that talk show. I forget the name of it. It's
let's see here.
Contrapunto, I think.
Yes, yeah, he died a week after the airing of this program. They didn't
Yeah.
say what show.
But yeah, he was giving an
Contrapunto,
interview.
you were right.
Okay, yeah. So he was giving an interview, and I think rumor is that he knew his time was coming up.
Yeah.
So before he went out, he wanted to show his face to everyone so that everyone would know who was under the mask.
Imagine, not knowing who he was, just not being a guy, being this character for your entire fucking adult life.
So going back to the passport thing, right?
Uh-huh.
So he had that fake passport with the mask on, but he still took it to a level where he would not take off the mask in public no matter what. So when they would reject, the one with the mask on, and they'd be like, no, we need to see your actual passport. He'd be like, okay, I'll wait until everyone else leaves. Or if you can accommodate me, I'll go into a private room, just you and another guard, and I'll take off the mask in front of you. But that's it. And if they wouldn't accommodate him with that, he'd be like, okay, I'll wait until everyone else leaves.
Jesus
and he'd
Christ.
just wait.
I mean, that's dedication to a bit, if you anything. But like, I mean, why I wonder why nobody's ever tried to make movies like this.
They still do?
I meant like American side.
Oh. I think it's kind of a cultural thing.
We're talking about John Cena made 12 rounds.
Hulk Hogan was frozen. He froze Christopher Lloyd. Oh my God. He was in Suburban Commando.
No, but like this is a ridiculous image.
They're
right now.
superhero movies.
I know.
They're barely catching on now. Like the thing is, America had like this big mythos with Spider-Man, Superman, all these larger than life characters. Mexico had them too, but they were in the ring.
Right. That's kind of better because it's like they're actual dudes.
Right. And that's why wrestling's awesome.
Like, and I like how the high pants. I've always liked the high pants. It's like pants up to here, sunken rib cages, broad ass shoulders. We're gonna go fucking fight some people. Is there like video of him fighting? I wonder.
A wrestling?
Like of actual wrestling.
I know that there's video of Triple H being like, "Hey, bro, you're going in the Hall of Fame."
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's the only clip that I've actually
There we go.
seen.
Damn, that's a big ass. I mean, I bet he's like 5'7", but like he's a big ass dude.
So there was a Stranger Things like tie-in. Where he wrestled the Demogorgon.
Wait, what?
I think it's a comic or something.
No. It's on YouTube. It was like a video.
Oh.
It was a short that they did to promote Stranger Things.
The first season? Like what season?
This recent season. So like this just came out.
What the fuck is happening?
Santo shows no fear. His muscles are the best.
He's legit fighting the Demogorgon.
Make you humble.
Jesus Christ.
Put him in the camouflage.
What the fuck is happening? What year was 22? This was like just came out.
Yeah, this was to promote this recent season of Stranger Things.
What? Why, like,
And let me tell you something, it fucking worked. I binged the shit out of that season.
that just renders the whole fucking show worthless if he just fought him in the ring. It took him 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Look, it took you gotta remember, the kids in Stranger Things are just children. Sure, one of them has superpowers, but they're nothing compared to El Santo.
Who can be literal monsters.
He bitch slapped Frankenstein. That's canon.
Is that a part of the movie?
Yes.
God.
He fought Frankenstein and vampire chicks.
Bro, I gotta find these movies. I gotta be honest. I've not watched one of these movies. I've seen clips and
Oh,
whatnot.
they're fantastic.
Dude, we could always show you. What was the one that we like? Matando Cabos.
Yeah.
I would actually be down to do a review of Matando Cabos the way that you like to do.
What's that one?
But no, we don't look it up. We'll talk about it later.
The famous silver mask, the invincible.
El indestructible está aquí vencido a merced de una frágil mujer.
No creo que sea usted frágil, ni que sea mujer.
What?
¿Te gustaría averiguarlo? Podríamos ser amigos.
So he's also like a secret agent too? God. Mexicans make the best things of all time. That's your number 2? That's your number 2. Shit. Well, do we do honorable mentions before or after one? We do after one.
We do it before one. Normally.
Before one?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll throw some out there because I'm sure the ones I have don't count on your list. Now, obviously, I use Selena as the thumbnail. She is 0. Of course, she's great. I don't think we all wanted to waste a spot for Selena to make the list. She is a 0. She is above top 5s. But another one I want to include, Sonia Sotomayor. That's fucking tight because she's going to be there forever because Mexican women live to be 100 years old. And so she'll be saving our asses for years and years to come. Also, Shakira, they say, is having the best Hispanic Heritage Month because she beat tax fraud charges. She's getting reimbursed by the Spanish government, and she's moving to Miami. So Shakira's winning. We were talking about... we were almost mentioning fictional characters. Like, I thought we were doing fictional as well. We decided that we were going to be real people. Twister Rodriguez from Rocket Power. Honestly, he's the reason why I do most of the stuff because I couldn't skateboard because I'm chubby and I have no balance. But I could record skateboarders, and that's how I got into film stuff. Was that, one, a character named Rodriguez was doing film stuff, and I knew I couldn't be as good of a skater as any of those just because I was so unbalanced and big. So he would have made the damn list. Let me see here. What am I looking up? There's one guy, but then there's another female woman lady that just did it. So, first of all, this one's specific to me, but also awesome. Jose Moreno Hernandez is a NASA astronaut. So let's see if I can put it here. He is a UCSB alumni. So he went to my school. He went to fucking space. He's from Stockton, California. He's born in French Camp, California, but Stockton, California. So he's from the Central Valley. And he's Mexican. And he put the first NFL team in space, which is the Raiders, who don't deserve it anymore as of this week. But see, he literally,
bro, we both lost today. It's fine.
Literally put the Raiders in space. And I think that's fucking cool. He's an alumni, and he's a cool dude who doesn't afraid of anything. And then this fucking lady today fucked with me on TikTok because she's the first Mexican-born American ever to fly in space. Her name is Katia Echazarreta. I think that's how you say it. Dude, I gotta find this TikTok real quick. Pardon the time I'm taking, but it'll fuck you up because I'm just minding my own business. I'm minding my own damn business, and she tells this story. Let me see. It's actually in my likes if I can find it real quick. Settings. Oh, no, let's go to the page. No, I want to go home. View profile. Sorry. Bear with me.
As a Latina that's been making waves the past few months, here's a story that just absolutely continues to break me. Recently, I was in Mexico and I was giving a talk about my experience of going to space, getting selected for this mission, when an older woman, a grandma, comes up to me and she grabs me by the hands. She's standing in front of me and we're holding hands, and she doesn't say anything. She just looks me in the eyes and starts crying. And at the same time, I'm trying to hold back my tears, and I am just holding her hands, and I get her to look up at me, and I say to her in Spanish, "We don't have to stay at home anymore. We can do whatever we want." And in that moment, I can see all of those years of that mask she has been wearing completely fall off from her face. And she grabs me in the most loving hug I've had in a very long time as she continues to cry.
Fuck that, man. I was enjoying my afternoon. And I just was like, oh, cool, yeah, because I'd seen some articles and people like talking about her and her saying hi to little kids and stuff. And I'm like, that's cool. But then I saw that and I was like, oh, no. Granny saw a girl go to space that looks like that could be like one of her granddaughters. And it's like, that's fucking awesome. And then in the chat, Maggie had it there. Ellen Ochoa, first Latina astronaut. Rico Hero, fuck, I cried. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry to blindside all of you, but that shit hit me particularly hard. But that brings me to my number one. And you've brought him up a bunch of times. Let me see if I can find it. The song is fucking a jam. It's a musical artist. And one of those things that also my dad liked. Also an album that I had the luxury of being able to listen to because he liked the music. I knew he liked the music. And luckily, this guy had a resurgence in the late 90s and early 2000s. So I can get lots of new songs. And a lot of other people got into them. Of course, my number one, Carlos Santana. Sanity. And the thing is that people obviously know Rob Thomas, Smooth, all that stuff. But he was at fucking Woodstock. and his drummer was 17. That's the other fun fact about that band. And so all these guys, young dudes, Mexican guy from Southern California, but like these guys are just fucking the literal definition of Latin music in my early teens, early tweens and teens at the time, and he was fucking around from the 1970s. Super popular when it came to like just here, let me find some stuff. Super popular when it came to like that genre of music, and then going away for a little bit and then coming back and then being just as popular, making some of the biggest tunes when you're like in your 50s. That to me is like, when you have that kind of staying power, it's fucking incredible. Let me see where he was born. He was born in Jalisco, Mexico, and he's out of San Francisco. So yeah, no, let's see here. Let me read the thing. Pioneered a fusion of rock and roll and Latin American jazz with blues bass lines set against the Latin American and African rhythms played on percussion instruments not generally heard in rock, such as timbales and congas. He experienced a resurgence of popularity and critical acclaim in the 90s. And he was in the number 20 on Rolling Stone's list of 100 greatest guitarists. He's won 10 Grammys, 3 Latin Grammy Awards, and was inducted with his namesake band into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 98. He's 75 years old. He opened for the Raiders literally last Sunday. Like, he's still a high-profile performer at 75 years old. He passed out from heat exhaustion, was out for a couple weeks, and was like, all right, I'm back, baby. Let's do this. Like, this guy is a killer, and he's super always on drugs. And so he's super
what?
On drugs.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, did I hear that right?
Yeah, you heard it right. No, because I follow him on Instagram. And like some of the stuff he says is like, it's kind of like super hippy dippy, but then you realize that he's a super hippie, like he's the hippie. But it's like super peaceful and nice, where he's just like, we put out these loving messages. Like there he is with the Raiders, gave him what's his name? Gave him a poster. Let me see if I can find something where he's just like talking about, because he's like reposting. I don't want the repost. I want when he like just like he'll say some random hilarious shit where he's just like, we're all grains of sand in this beach of the universe, and you need to love one another because we're all just grains of sand. And he's like so peaceful, and it's like, man, that's really fucking corny, but you fucking really mean it, and it's a really nice message if you really get down to the bottom of it. But beyond that, those fucking guitars, man. Like, this is actually one of my, that when I played at the beginning, No One to Depend On, one of my favorite fucking tracks of all time of his, because it's just great music, man. It's fucking great music. My number one, Carlos Santana. Marcos, you're number one.
So, quick honorable mentions. I'm going to run through them real fast. It's just boxing. I'm going to go to Salvador Sanchez and Robert Duran. They're both considered the greatest of their time, just with kind of sad backstories, kind of with how their lives kind of turned out. And then I'm going to stick with what matters in the sense of like politics. And there's a lot of people you can pick from in Latin America, to a sense that Castro is a great person.
Which Castro?
Fidel Castro. Like, and when it comes
controversial take.
It doesn't matter about the American lens. It matters about that he raised Cuba's standard of living to the highest. Not at this point. I think Chile caught up and Argentina caught up, but Fidel Castro did some great things. You can go President Allende, who from Chile, who was so popular he had to be ousted on September 11th by an American coup.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then sticking with Mexico, you can go with Emiliano Zapata and Pancho Villa.
Kind of zeros. Considered like silly. Like I have a poster of the man on my wall right there. So.
But my number one is a revolutionary that doesn't get talked about a lot because he is in a sense the face of the revolution, but not the face of the revolution. In fact, no one exactly knows what he looks like to begin with.
Okay.
So in 1994, NAFTA was passed, and one of the things that NAFTA did was it opened Native American lands in Mexico to be sold to companies. So a revolution was started where they took all this up. And the revolution was by the Ejército Zapatista de Liberación Nacional, and the spokesman, where he will adamantly say, I am not in charge of it, I just am here to bring the message. Mm-hmm. His name was Subcommandant Marcos.
How do you say that first name?
Well, it's not his name; it's his rank, subcommandant.
Oh, Subcommandante Marcos. Okay. Is it because he shares your name?
No,
That's the
it's
last name I know.
legitimately. It's legitimately because when you read his words, like it makes the world make so much sense. So, the idea is that this guy was just like one of those Marxist assholes that goes to college, and then he's like, "I'm gonna go and lead a Mayan revolution in Chiapas." And when he gets there, one of the first things that he ever writes, it's like, "I went there to teach them to be Marxist, and instead they taught me to be human."
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah.
So he writes a lot of really dope things like that. Like one of his famous essays is the Fourth World War, where it's like, if you look at the First World War, it's all these complicating different things where it's like you had monarchies, anarchism, communism, all these different philosophies.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the Second World War, you have communism, the United States, capitalism, and communism for just vying for different forms.
Right.
So at the end of the Third World War, which is the Cold War, where it's like experts will say it wasn't a war, but it's like if you look at the map before the Cold War and look at the map after the Cold War, obviously things changed.
Right.
Yugoslavia is no longer a country, different borders and things like that. But so he's like, at the end of the First World, now we're at the Fourth World War, where the enemy is humanity.
Oh, shit.
So it's capitalism versus humanity, and that's what I am here to represent. So I think one of his famous quotes, it's like Marcos is gay in San Francisco, is a Palestinian in Israel, is a all these different and disenfranchised people. No matter where you are, that's where we stand up and represent.
Marcos is all the exploited, marginalized, oppressed minorities resisting and saying enough. He is every minority who is now beginning to speak, and every majority that must shut up and listen. He is every untolerated group searching for a way to speak. Everything that makes power and the good consciousness of those in power uncomfortable. This is Marcos.
Exactly. And so he'll say things where it's just like, he'll go to certain places and be like, we need to revolutionize this group in a way where it's like, this city in a way where it's like, we're more open to tourism. He'll go to another city and be like, the marginalized people here don't want tourism because it's gentrifying the area. Like, it's all about hearing, like breaking things down. So it's like, there's no universal solution to what's going on to any issue in the world, and just kind of listening to what it is.
Right.
But yeah, you read enough of his essays, they're all really playful, they're all really fun, and they all kind of change your perspective on life.
And he wears a cool eye patch.
Well, he doesn't normally wear the eye patch.
But
I think that's when he changes his, because the whole thing is that he's kind of playing a character, so he changes his name like 3 times. I think that's what it says in the picture. Like, yeah, he changes his name to like
Galeano.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. I had no idea about this. He's still around too. He's 75, is it?
They don't know if he's alive or not.
Well, they said 65. They don't know if he's dead.
Yeah, they just don't know where he is. Because that's the whole thing, is that he's a mysterious figure kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he is actually one of the first people to kind of like coin the term in his essays. Like, nobody cared who I was till I put on the mask kind of thing. Like, he did say that first before
did he
yeah. Because they were like, why don't you take off the mask? And I think he's actually taken off the mask, and there was another mask underneath it kind of thing.
Oh my God. Was he Sting?
He's mil máscaras.
You're not going to find that clip. But at the end of the day, it's
he's going to find the Sting clip.
If it's there.
It's not Kevin Nash because it's not tall enough. It's
Stupid.
Pretty much.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I have given away like 2 or 3 of his essays and like his books that are collections of his essays to people.
And he smokes a fucking corncob pipe through his but through his mask.
He even wrote a children's story that I gave to Eva, kind of thing.
Oh man, you're trying to revolutionize the children's.
Well, the story is actually it doesn't actually have a lot of revolutionary type things. It's literally a story. It's called The Book of Colors, and it's just like you see all this native artwork and colors about it, kind of thing. Yeah,
that's fucking awesome. You're number 1.
Subcommandante
Subcommandante Marcos. JJ, you're number 1.
Getting a few honorable mentions out of the way. Robert Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, kind of a film guy.
Yeah. I like some.
Never seen any of his movies.
You've never seen any of them?
Never seen any of his movies.
Okay, well, we need to watch The Faculty now.
I gotta watch El Mariachi and be like, I could probably do that for $5,000 or however long he made it.
He did it for like $4,000.
Not a lot,
Like,
yeah.
He ended up not. He raised like something like $9,000, and he ended up still having like $3,000 or something left over at the end.
Right. Everyone hated him for like running around and shooting things. He's like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna put you in my movie. You're gonna be a bartender. Like that's like the ultimate like resourcefulness where it's like, fuck it. You'll be in my movie. It's fine. One camera just running around and like, okay, stop. Okay, go. Like it's like that's how I used to do things. And I saw him do it at a professional level. I'm like, oh shit, I should probably watch this movie. But Robert Rodriguez is amazing.
And this one's a tough call for me to put as an honorable mention because it was between him and one of his contemporaries for my number one. But Cantinflas is going to be my honorable mention.
That's a good one.
Which I think that makes me know who your number one is. But
What's up, Goliath?
oh, Goliath's here. I'm late as fuck. Yeah, it's a 2-hour show and you're late.
Yeah,
But man, I know that was the style of mustache. That mustache always freaks me out.
that wasn't the style. He was a vaudeville. So that was just like something to get him noticed. It was
my
part of his
God.
character.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
It works.
It worked. Like it was just he was so he came up with the name Cantinflas because his parents saw performing as an actor or like, well, back then there weren't movies.
Right.
So like you were basically doing vaudeville.
Right.
They saw that as like a lower position, as a something dirty almost.
Yeah.
So he performed under the name Cantinflas to not arouse suspicion.
Right.
And then in order to get himself noticed, he made his look more distinct, and that's where the mustache comes from.
That's fucking cool, man. Mario Fortino Alfonso Moreno Reyes. See, the longer the name, the more likely to be fucking famous. Famous.
The only reason he's an honorable mention and not my number one is because he's someone whose work I have to go back and rewatch.
Right.
Like as a kid, I could appreciate all the physical comedy in his movies, and he was a great physical comedian, but the real meat of it, the real substance was in the dialogue.
Right.
He was very clever and very quick-witted, and being a little kid who only spoke Spanish with his parents, like some of these words I wasn't gonna understand, some of these turns of phrases I wasn't gonna understand.
Right.
I wasn't gonna annoy my parents every now and again being like, wait, what does that mean? Why are you laughing at that?
Yeah.
So I've been meaning to go back and rewatch some of his movies. I just haven't found the time.
Right.
But that brings me to my number one, who is, like I said, one of his contemporaries. The main difference between the two is that where Cantinflas focused on film, movies, and the theater, Chespirito focused on television.
Got it. It's ready.
Rico added a good one real quick. James Edward Olmos.
Edward James Olmos.
Yeah.
Got it reversed. James Edward Olmos is like the nega version. I'm sorry, go ahead. We always interrupt JJ. Why'd you interrupt JJ, Marcos?
I thought Rico said something good. All right,
This
go
is
on.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Also, Emilio Estevez.
Emilio!
And I guess Martin Sheen.
And no Charlie Sheen.
Nah.
It's fine.
Tiger Blood. He's already winning. He doesn't need.
That's right. That was his fault back then. God, that was a weird time. I don't want to ever go back. But Chespirito.
Yeah, man. He was a major part of my childhood. He was something that, like, me and my parents could, relate to and watch together. There's phrases and stuff in El Chavo del Ocho that I still say and do to, like, this day.
Uh-huh.
Like, if I'm starting to piss off my mom, I'll be like, bueno, pero no te enojes. Or if they catch me saying something stupid, right? Like, I don't know, like, I can't think of an example, but let's say I say something that I wasn't supposed to say, like, oh no, like you're a fuckwad, and then my mom would be like, what? Se me chispoteó.
And what's funny is that when people like, I think because he's been in our brains for so long, just in the culture of it, that it's also just hilarious that it's an old ass fucking dude playing an 8-year-old. That's just funny.
That was the other thing that made it like really clever, is that he, much like Cantinflas, had a lot of turn of phrase and a lot of like dialogue written jokes, but since he was playing a child, it was written in a way where like even a kid could understand it.
Right.
So like I got all of these jokes and all of these like puns that were happening in El Chavo del Ocho, in El Chapulín Colorado.
Sorry, someone made a kid. Someone made a kid in FIFA.
Dude, I want that kid.
I want this. I might buy FIFA now.
just to upload that. I think it's a online character creation. But go ahead.
But
no, is actually releasing for a limited time.
Fuck.
That article posted
21.
Damn.
Yeah, you're on a mission to collect all the Chispito game avatars.
his work in Fortnite, very contemporary.
I mean, he gets me W's. What can I say?
So do you have
no contaron con mi astucia.
Do you have like a lightsaber also with him? He's just holding a lightsaber.
Yeah, that was the best thing when this past season Darth Vader was like one of the bosses that you could find on the map. If you found him, you could kill him, and if you killed Darth Vader, you get his lightsaber. So it's just walking around,
just Benito with the lightsaber. Oh my god, that's fucking awesome, dude. I need to watch this too. I need to watch a lot of things. But it's just so time consuming.
Kind of hard to find now, actually. Ironically.
Is it really? I need subtitles too.
That would make it super hard.
The contract expired, so like all the broadcasting rights are gone, and I don't think it's streaming anywhere except Brazil.
Time for Brazil, baby.
Brazil has weird laws. I say weird. They have very consumer-friendly laws.
Right.
I know for a fact that Brazil has this one law where it's like no questions asked. You can refund anything within 7 days.
Oh shit.
Which is awesome if you're a consumer. Bad if you're customer support.
That is true. You've told me about this before. But I wonder, someone said in the chat, Marvel does have the rights to use them if I'm right.
Oh, fuck yeah.
What? I bet down. You comic book rights, I'm assuming.
Probably.
I'm sure I've seen comic. I think I've guaranteed
like, no one's going to use these. And then Marvel was like, you will see.
I know the animated series is still running too. That's the other thing that like you can find, the El Chavo cartoon. Mm-hmm. But unless Wikipedia is wrong, and it's never been wrong ever before.
Never. Never.
Scandalous popes.
Oh, there's action figures.
Professor Girafales? I want this.
There's another guy too.
I need to buy this for Edward.
Ñoño. Pinche ñoño.
I was wondering if they had any of those. Are the only two that are available.
How much are they? $14.99.
$114.
No. Oh, what? Never mind.
104.
Sorry, Edward. I love you, but not.
Wait, for real? Like American dollars?
American money.
Damn.
Nah. And this place actually doesn't upsell too hard. So that's roughly retail.
Fuck.
My boy better have a cameo in Black Panther too. right behind Namor.
Real talk though, I heard Namor fuck shit up.
What?
Like in what the leaks or whatever from like what they've talked about. I don't know if their leaks are there, just the Comic-Con or the Disney whatever. But Namor apparently, spoiler, it's comic accurate. He's fucking indestructible. I mean, like you can't hurt him. Like it looks like. So
I don't watch trailers this close to the movie. That's my thing.
Oh, dude. There's only one. It's fine. It's coming out next week, and there's no trailer for it. Only the one. So
doesn't it come out in November?
That's like next week. It'll be November like that.
I mean, October's gonna be a great month for me. So
yeah, it's gonna be. What's my birthday?
Halloween. Me First and the Gimme Gibbies.
Oh, when are they coming?
October 28th.
Fuck. That's fine.
I'm gonna go see The Bronx. It's gonna be a great month.
It's gonna be a good month. You're number one? Unless you have anything else to add?
No. His name is Little Shakespeare.
Quick ad for the readers out there, a.k.a. Maggie. Pablo Neruda definitely deserves a shout-out. Also at number 0.
Who?
Pablo Neruda.
Pablo Neruda.
Just a famous poet. That's all it is.
And if we're talking
Did
about...
he win the Nobel Prize for poetry?
Former Senator of the Republic of Chile.
Yeah,
Became a poet when he was 13 years old. Also, poetry, Gary Soto. If you want to learn about the Central Valley around my dad's time. My dad went to high school with him.
Oh, cool.
Very famous poet out of the Central Valley. Very good poems, too. I've read a lot of them.
We did not talk about Canelo. He did win this weekend.
He's in Creed? Is he going to be in the new Creed?
I don't know.
Dude, if Canelo's the new bad in Creed, that'd be insanity.
I thought it was Mike Tyson. I mean, not Mike Tyson. I thought it was Mr. T's child.
Could be Canelo.
I don't think that works.
I think it works. Wait, Canelo's an honorable mention.
Apollo didn't have beef with Clubber Lang.
Also true.
All I'm saying...
Wait, they did.
They did?
Yeah, remember like when Rocky fights him the first time? Like,
Yeah, but Apollo was champ.
Apparently Canelo's in the new Creed. That's why he keeps losing all his fights. He's too busy being Hollywood.
I guess so. That's what happened to Ronda.
Yeah, and he also had fighting with a broken hand. That's pretty baller, though.
I did. So when I was talking to Gilbert about it, he was saying that that he just cut off in the middle of the press conference. He's like, "I'm done answering questions," and just left.
Canelo?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That was like, oh,
Yeah.
I mean, he's really kind of becoming a Madonna lately.
Yeah, I kind of don't like it. Other than the shut the fuck up, get out of here.
Yeah, but that was like 4 fights ago.
I know.
That dude had the right of way. Yeah.
Fuck up. Canelo. I just want to find that clip, and then we'll be out of here. Let's see. Canelo. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Canelo is in the new Creed. It's why his English is way better. Did they really make him speak better English? Because, I mean, he has the curse of good boxers having really, like, light-hearted English, like, language speaking skills. Because it's like, you know, I eat asshole alive. And then Canelo speaks standard Spanish, but then when he speaks English, it's like the most squeaky voice of all time.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Please. Please, get the fuck out of here, man.
Talk to my dad like that, bro. I'll fuck you up. Let's go. We don't get to ask you a simple question. All right, what you gonna do? Fuck you.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you, man.
Beat me. Come beat me.
You don't fight nobody. You never fight nobody.
Get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker. A ver. Oh, look at this guy.
Fucking love it.
He's in the movie. I can find there's clips of it and shit.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
I just like how he says this one word. Get the fuck out of here. Wait, let me see. Canelo, was it Creed?
Creed. Yeah, it's some Twitters. Like, it's not actually like a video, but you can see pictures of him hanging out with Michael B. Jordan.
That's gonna be insane.
I think it's just a cameo, probably though.
I bet you, but still.
That's the photo I saw.
Yeah, but still, that's pretty cool. But
apparently, at least the rumor is that Deontay Wilder's playing the main bad guy.
Deontay Wilder. Why does that sound familiar?
Because he's a heavyweight, and we saw him fight.
Thank you. That clarifies everything. There you go. That's a big ass dude.
Well,
no way Michael B. Jordan's fighting that guy.
Well, he fought in the heavyweight, like the last movie. He fought
Michael B. Jordan.
He fought what the fuck, the big Russian dude. He fought Drago's son. That was in the heavyweight.
That's right. That guy looks way scarier though. The other guy was pretty scary, but this guy looks way scarier. But anyway.
I guess technically Apollo didn't have beef with Drago either because Drago killed him.
I think that's the ultimate beef. Hey, stop!
You can't have
me.
beef from beyond the grave, dude.
Have you tried it? I'm gonna try it.
I mean, go for it. I'm not in a rush.
If anybody kills me, I'm gonna hot the fuck out of them, and I'll say, "Get the fuck out of here," because I'm gonna fuck you up.
JJ,
top 5 WWE wrestlers and top 5 current wrestlers.
Later, Andy Ruiz might be fighting him next. That's true. I don't even know if Andy Ruiz won his last fight.
He did win his last fight.
He did? Looks pretty good.
He
Point
fought
is.
Ortiz.
Huh?
He fought Ortiz, another Hispanic.
Hispanic on Hispanic crime. We can't allow that.
Well, it's a Cuban, Afro-Latino.
We can absolutely allow it. And that ends our conversation. But no, everybody, thank you for watching. This is a longer episode. Who's messaging me on Facebook? And why is Facebook open? Oh, it
we
is
will
open.
see you all literally. Well, I will be the only one back. I will be back mañana to do the sports show.
Lots of things happened. I'm not drinking that salty bitch.
You have the worst record.
I'm not drinking the salty.
You have
bitch.
the worst
It's not good for programs if I'm off camera drinking it.
Well, then you can join the program and
I
drink it on
don't
the
want
pre-show.
to because I've given up on football. And we'll watch it next time. Bye, everybody. Say bye to the people.
Bye to the people.
Oh, those are the people. Bye. I have Sammy and JJ's gifts in the works. You better appreciate it. I don't want gifts. Marcos, we're not done. The show's not over. Get back here.